We are live. What a gorgeous day. Just sitting, chilling, having a nice chilling time with my guides. Wanted to do an open channel, moving into some really great energy. Everybody's been feeling the shift of the energies. Lots going on the planet with just the shifting about. Everybody is just moving into position, if you will. So I've been going through some really profound, reawakening with myself. Definitions of who I am, where I'm going, and what I'm doing. So yeah, I just wanted to share new beginnings, new exciting things that I'm going to be moving into with my teams, new ideas, new beginnings for different projects. My projects, all my ideas, I'm so excited. So every time I do a level up, I'm really excited. I got these new teams that I'm working with, new energies that I'm working with. I'm going to be working on practicing my gifts and my skills. So I'm super excited. And yeah, closing out the past. Aren't we so happy about that? Closing the past. So happy. Yay! There is going to be some shifts that have to come, obviously, because some of us are ready to tear in a bigger leap up. And all of the older cycles have not done what is right as far as some stories are concerned. So we are shifting into a bigger placing and a bigger transition forward. Trust yourself and trust your teams. Mother, Father are waiting for you. It's free will, so you're the one that is choosing your reality. You're the one that's choosing your direction. Nobody has say over you. Nobody has commandmentship over where you're going, what you're doing, even if they like to think they are or they do, and handle you and keep you quiet and want to control you. It doesn't. Nobody does, and it's ridiculous anybody would even think that. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I'm calling in the Holy Spirit, Lord, and my teams. So we're just going to have a really casual channel, see if there's anything that wants to come out. I am so happy. I'm moving forward. I feel so excited. Spirit's been showing me all of the cords from the past have been severed. All timelines have been severed. So I'm moving forward on my own. I'm moving forward in my own direction. So I'm really excited. Yeah. New beginnings, new teams, uniting energies, everything from the past is going to be blocked and banished. Everybody has to sit in what they've created. Everybody has to sit in all of the karma that I've had to work through. So that's just equal for you to know. You're not responsible for and clearing their karma. You're not responsible for helping anybody do their work. You're meant to just keep going and keep going and keep going. You're never meant to put yourself on hold for anybody. Don't ever make anybody think or have you believe that is the case, because it will never ever be. You're meant to continually move forward in your evolution. Hello, beautiful Scotty. So we're talking about these beautiful shifts that are on the planet. We all see the things unfolding every day, right? There is profound on our planet and is being bathed, and we're being, absolutely every moment we're being bathed with light. But it's up to us within ourselves to choose what is right for us in our direction. There has been a lot of, we've talked about all the things that have been happening in the past. There is a lot of projects and a lot of schemes and hidden agendas. Many of us that have been here for 50 some odd years, many of us have been here and involved in, we didn't even know, we had no idea. Nobody told us anything. Nobody gave us documents. Nobody gave us, anything, no ideas, no experiences whatsoever, no discussions, no validation of signatures. There was nothing involved in as the part of a human understanding of your human rights. You have say over what goes on in your life. You have say over what comes in and out of your life. You have say over anybody that's doing anything on you or with you or of you. It is a human rights offense for anybody to do any type of testing on you and experimenting on you in any way. There was a lot of testing done on me, as we all talked about and we know. But I just wanted to say this as a bit of a release, because there will be things coming out and people are going to be awakening to what they've been through. They're going to be awakening to, kind of who they are in the sense of the word. Me being as highly empathic and sensitive, I'm a high functioning being. I'm an empath because I am a healer. I'm also a conduit, which means I have many varieties of how I read energy, of how I understand energy, how I can feel into energy. The more that we move into this deeper 5D and entering deeper 4D and 5D. The gifts and the skills that we have are going to be cosmic galactic activated, because obviously humans at this level have not risen to the galactic sensings, psychic and telepathy and energy healing. So all of us that are healers, teachers, and leaders, we're going to have to really practice the skills and gifts that we're being activated in all the time to be in alignment with and practice with our guides. Because again, the gifts that we're going to be activated in, we don't have names for them, are going to be a lot of color and sound based. So those of you that have had a lot of cetacean lifetimes, water lifetimes, the sound is going to be really important for you to practice. So you might be activated listening to water, whale and water sounds and things like that. And be okay if those types of sound healings bring emotions, because they're supposed to. I had the Pleiadians say to me many, many years ago, they suggested that I listen to whale and cetacean music while I was meditating. And they did prompt me to, understand that those types of audios do ignite and activate certain memories within you. And they could be very good, and they could be, again, very, very frightening, for the animals that live in the oceans that are always tested by the human interaction that is not always as kind and, symbiosis as they are. So just understand that those are the things that you're going to be pulling up further, because you want to be able to pull whatever those things are of the celestial galactic gifts and skills. There will be, again, as you're moving in this new ascension timeline, you're going to be pulling up those deeper experiences for you to face the 3 A's and then have them integrate into your new version of now, because you want to be that higher, you want to be that higher cumulative aspect of integrated light, of integrated soul. So again, we're moving into a new ascension cycle, and that ascension cycle will activate the deeper things that need to come up in you, the deeper remembrances. And most of them at this stage will be ancient timelines, as I said in my last video, Lemuria and Atlantis, because of the creator gods that lived in those timelines. So we're going to be remembering a lot about math, quantum math, moving things with sound and vibrations of sound and consciousness, really focusing on our depths of consciousness. So it's really, really important that we begin, watching videos we never would have thought, quantum science and things like that, because it will align us with our galactic remembrances and those timelines where we are very active in creating those 5D experiences. So we're really, really excited about those experiences. And so in that, they're preparing me for all of these wonderful, beautiful things, because I wanted to share this video because there's parts and parts of my life that are coming into memory about just how much I've been through. And sometimes it's a bit overwhelming to understand everything that I've been through, being a high functioning, being more celestial than I am human. The illegal, agendas that were presented on me and of me, and all of the people that were targeting me were a part of the affiliated programs. It was all an organized experience, as I've explained many times, from the government Stargate programs, MK Ultra, and all of the testing that had been done, and why there was such a clutching on my life and a clutching on my energy, because they were being paid to test and target, and they were being paid to sabotage. And so when you've come out of it, which I just have, I've come out of another spiral, if you will, right? Another spiral. I'm going to show you this image that I did this morning. So as you come out of another spiral, right? Another spiral of what has been, you have that clarity, that fog of what has been is no longer with you. And so it's cleared. But you move up into a higher state of being, like, what the hell, what the hell was that? There are many of us that have gone, as Spirit has showed me, you don't remember it and you don't know it in the moment, but there are many of those really toxic experiences, and this is what occurs to the children, so this is kind of a trigger warning. This is just how Spirit works, and this is how we're going to be becoming more and more aware of Spirit being 24/7. We never turn off. We are never gone anywhere. It's always just Spirit evolving itself. And your coming and going of the planet is your divine soul's blueprint. Now remember, everybody's at a different consciousness level. Everybody will be at a different pacing of their understanding of what being here in a physical body is, as you're harmonized as spirit, as a soul. It can go wide and deep. It is based solely on your divine soul blueprint. What you allow yourself and what is also part of your agenda or part of your soul's blueprint to experience and explore, but never leave yourself in abusive situations. I had no idea what was going on because a lot of the things that had happened to me was from childhood. It was constant lies. There was lies right from the time that I was born. Lies about, who I was, lies about the people targeting me, and always being investigated like a lab rat, if you will. Literally, this is what I've been coming out of, is like, what the fuck? I've been a lab rat for all of these fucking people that are not taking accountability. They're all in denial. Now that they see that their worlds are crumbling because of the karma that they've created against innocent humans like myself, and they've been given many years because we've been talking about making things right and coming forward to do what is right on behalf of the innocent people that they've targeted and they've tested and illegally suffocated, literally suffocate you with people watching you and monitoring spirits and all of the things that are done. I was told that many of them are, they are affiliated with the government. They are affiliated with the Anunnaki. They know who I am. And they paid certain secret societies and people in those secret societies, which is where I came from. My ex was involved in a cult, and they were responsible for a lot of the damaging and the sabotaging of my life, blocking on every level, to see how much I could survive through. Constantly testing me to the ends that nobody should really have been tested to. There should have never been any, not even one test. And of course, all the hiding and all the lying and all of the extra projections on my memory, my chakras, to make me not remember all the damages they've done, all of the targeting, all of the attacking, all of the abuses. I'm in my mid-50s, and it's like my whole entire life has just been surviving nonstop fucking attacks. Nonstop bullshit, nonstop lies, nonstop defamation, nonstop sabotaging. And there are times, which I'm going to say, again, it's a trigger warning, because there's people that aren't quite there in consciousness yet, and they don't have a lot of connection with source. I can say this, and there's no trigger warning for me, but it's something that I am going through at this point in my new ascension cycle. I'm having to face in a new way, because what we thought was death is not really death. There have been those that have been so mistreated and so harmfully abused that there are aspects of the spirit that come and go from the physical body, because they just have to be renewed back into, healing chambers and things like that. Unfortunately, I was told and shown by Mother, Father, God, when I do my channels about me, because I go through higher spirits when I talk about me, because it's about the recollection of me with Source. So I have those channels with Source, and Source showed me that they did bring me back 4 times. That I was so badly tormented with spiritual work and rituals. They did bring me back 4 times. One of those times in 2019, this is why this month is a really powerful month. October of 2019, I did leave my body, and there was a sacrifice that was done on me. And Lord Michael brought me back into my body, because it wasn't time for me to move. It wasn't time for me to release myself from the planet. There were still many things that I had to do. And in every move that I moved forward from that October place on, I had kept moving away from these people, and they kept following me and doing the daily magic on me, the daily attacks on me, passing my name in the underground so that they could sell and make money off of the exploitation of me. Basically, it was trafficking of my spirit, trafficking of my soul, trafficking me to other satanic groups to do different rituals on me, to test. And because some of these underground groups get paid by government affiliates, whatever it's a Stargate or MK Ultra, or whether it's just an elite Hunger Game program. So after the last 4 years is what these downloads are slowly coming to me, because somebody that is as sensitive and as divine as I am, as celestial and sweet and as just nothing but a healer, you have to get these informations on increments, because it's just too devastating. And there's parts of the healing, just as anybody that is abused, that will have to support the children when they come out of tracking, because they don't know. They've been treated poorly right from their birth. The things that make it so much of a character building is that you have to face how much of your life has been a lie. Because everybody that had the information that chose to hang on to and withhold for their selfish gain and journey, they chose to do what they did because it was better for them and it else that was innocent in the situation. Grasping for straws, but that's part of what some of these people that are sadistic and masochistic and in these, they enjoy that. They get a kick out of having that control and seeing people suffer. And they sell the videos to the underground and they get money for the views that they get when they've done so much and they've made someone suffer. And again, some of you that are sensitive and celestial, some of you that are just givers and healers, and you're just on the planet doing what you do, but you move through a 10 or 15 where you're receiving absolutely nothing. And you've been isolated for the specific reason of their systematic attacks, and they want you to be as isolated and as suffered as possible. They want you to feel as if you're not loved or cared for. So as part of the systematic abuse deconstruction, they want you to such a social and spiritual lack of everything so that you release yourself and give yourself up. And then it goes into that next level of systematic abuse, be it sacrificing your spirit and soul, giving up on God, giving up on what makes you you. And everyone in every one of those situations, it just takes you just releasing those tears and releasing those stories and just having the conversation like I'm having with you. These are the conversations that I have with spirit, and I surrender it to spirit and I say, please allow me to release these stories of trauma and abuse. Because you can't understand why people do these things to humans. And people from my past were my ex. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Which I was estranged and no contact for 8 years in it, a long drawn out divorce case that I had to fight tooth and nail to get the bare minimum. It was one circus after another for me to get my rights heard, and all the while they were still doing spell work and rituals to bind me, to dominate me, to handle me, so that I would stay in their circle of energy so that they could keep selling. And studying, doing whatever research they were doing when I said enough was enough and enough was enough, over and over and over again. And even though you move, and even though you do the right legal, even though you say the right legal things and spiritual, and you do your healing, and you come forward every day, thank you, Holy Spirit, and you live your highest life, living your truth from your chakras, and you're continually moving forward on what is right for you and your truth for you. These people still, the ones that I were dealing with, because they had been patterned and they had not been healed, and their obsession was my energy and my they were entrained to attack me and to get me to see me suffer, and for my soul to go into their cult of satanic death, and other people were, spirit showed me there were 8 before me, and I was supposed to be number 9. So Archangel Michael brought me back down to my body, and since that October 19th or October 2019, I had been learning how to maintain God, maintain the cloak of Christ, maintain my body, so that they would not have an opportunity at sacrificing me. But I had left my body 4 times, and spirit had put extra, protection on me, not stopping. They were in overkill. And again, there was up to people that were 50 that were involved in various ways and fractions of the abuse, whether it be falsifying documents, falsifying claims against me when none of these people had ever met me, except a fake clients in a Zoom class. My ex was the only one that had known me, but again, it was no contact. I've never had joint accounts for the last 8 years. or signed any insurance papers, but they had all brought all of these. It doesn't matter what. There were so many crimes. Spirit showed me there was at least 15 federal crimes that these people had done, and the list was just gathering. Because every time I would move away, it would make up more crimes for me to be connected with. So even though my body and my end was gone, I was in a different timeline. I was doing different things, and I'm creating different things every day, and I'm working with spirit in different ways. They were still using my name. They were still operating in the idea that they were ownership and handling me and passing my name back and forth, even though I had nothing to do with these people. So there's many, I'm bringing this forward because there's many things that each and every one of you need to really be aware of, and the energies and the societies that people are involved with that you don't even know. Nobody knew that these people were in these things. They would pass names around in secret societies where the men would be okay having many wives. Even though I was divorced, celibate for 15 years, I didn't have anything to do with anybody. I kept myself very devoted in my health, and I was devoted to my children and my work. That was my life. I didn't date. I don't go out partying, and I was very clean, devoted my work. But they still use that in their underground experience, and it's absolutely 100% illegal. I only knew of this a couple of weeks ago. I only knew of the passing of my name in these underground groups of weeks ago. And I asked Spirit how many times they had sold me and made money off me while I sat homeless and hungry. And they said it was just a little over 100. And so these people, my ex and whoever he was involved with, they had known my name. They know my name spiritually, even though there was many names that were the falsifications since my birth, the programs that my parents had not really fully understood that they were involved with. They had thought that it was going to be a government test to help, for health reasons for kids and stuff like that. But it was a Stargate program, Project Stargate. They didn't know, but my spirit had also told me that I released the forgiveness to my parents because the parents were misguided when they signed up for these programs that their children were. The people of the government made it sound, they were very innocuous in how they presented such to the parents of such testing and such. They didn't realize it was going to be a lifelong project, and it's illegal for them. So as soon as I turned 18, they had no legal right to continue doing what they did. Because I'm a legal adult, I'm now in consciousness of my own self. Even in some states, it's 16 and 14. The youth are becoming more and more owned in their own bodies. Make sure you have these conversations with children, and make sure you have these regular conversations about how their life is going. If they're constantly always in bad luck, if they're constantly always getting sick, you know that there's other things that are going on. Because when we're working with spirit and we're living our best life, children are being creative, and the children are getting athletic activities in their life, and they're healthy, and you are nourishing them with a good home. There's no reason why children should be going downwards in spiral of their health and in their mental health. So there's things that are going on we have aware of. And again, share my videos because they have blocked I've been sharing pics of other channels that are opened up similar to mine that are light workers, and they're getting hundreds of thousands of views and 30,000 views and 5,000 views a week, and mine's still at 0. So all of these are very blatant abuse. They're blatant targeting. They're blatant discrimination. They're blatant human rights abuses. They know who I am. They know that I offer the Christ consciousness, so that I'm inspiring people to move up in their own consciousness, to take ownership of their bodies, to take ownership of who they are, body, heart, and soul. I really shouldn't have survived. I shouldn't be speaking in the videos that I do. I just shouldn't. The only reason why, because of God. God has a plan and a higher place for me to be set forth upon the collective, to teach the Christ consciousness and how to reclaim who you are as a God being, and how to regenerate your body, how to regenerate your fields and your chakras. There was so much abuse, it's uncountable. The abuse that has been done to me. And now I'm coming out of this fog because I'm on this new spiral, right? And it's hitting me in a different way because I have to see the people that the horrible abuses that they were a part of, that they took part in. They took money to abuse me. They took money to sabotage me. They took money to lie. They took money to involve other people, to fame me, and to create false stories. 100% false. never, again, as I've said in my other videos, I've never had anybody stand before me to verify any of the stories, to verify any of the false documents that were filled out. Nobody's ever stood before me in any way to verify my life story, to verify who I am with a signature, to verify who I am with pictures, to verify anything about me. There hasn't been one person on any level. It was just decided to do these things. There was agendas and there was programs, and it didn't matter. There was not one concern of my human rights on any level, obviously. To do what was done to me and have me come, like, as the Spirit said, I chose to leave my body 4 times. And Spirit had to keep bringing me back to life and then rework my body, rework my cells. And there are some times where, because of the levels of abuse, there are Spirit can help you in your spirit tribe, and they can help harmonize energies with you so that you're not really who you used to be. You're a different version of you as a spirited person. And I won't talk about it. It's very complex. It's kind of like similar to walk-ins, but not really, because it's for spirit. You'll remember some things. You won't remember everything because you're a new harmonized spirit. But you're going to remember the stories that Spirit needs you to remember. Like for me, if there's going to be court cases and things like that, there's going to be those experiences where you have to remember, because there's going to be court cases and legal proceedings of the incredible destructions and abuse and of very sweet, sweet souls that are here to offer light to the whole world. The highest healing that one beautiful human being can offer. You know, when I look out and I pray to the world every day, I pray for animals, I pray for the children every day, I pray for clean air, I pray for the clean waters, I pray for the forgiveness of those that did such horrible things, and they're in a state of their towers right now, so they want to come running back to me because they know that I'm protected. And so all of these people from my past, they're going to be blocked. I don't want anything to do with anybody from the past, as I've said 100 million times. I want nothing to do with any of the people from the past. My ex, I want nothing to do with you. From Calgary, the cults from Calgary, you're going to continue to be blocked. Spirit and God have said, you've created the situation you're in. You have to move through it. You have to go within and you have to get with God, and you have to do your own fucking karma. You're not going to come to me, and we're not rebuilding. We're not redoing anything. I don't understand how anybody in their sane mind, because one of their claims was because they wanted to handle me and they wanted ownership of me, and they didn't think that I had the ability to, speak for myself. Well, if I survived your 500 attacks, your 100 selling of me in the underground that I didn't even know about, if I was able to survive 40 sacrifices, and I was able to survive all of these things that you've done with me, not having a home and sometimes not eating for a week at a time. So if I was able to survive your decades of abuse and fuck shit and lies about my life, lies about who I am, lies about what's been really going on behind the screens, lies about everything in my fucking life, why every one of my platforms is at 0, why every one of my aspects about me as a person hidden. You have to ask, there's bigger fucking questions there, and why and who's the top dog ordering the direction and handling of my life. And so if I was insane, how would I be able to survive? And most would never have survived what I went through. But because my resolve was so pure and sacred with God and Source Creator and all of my celestial teams, because all of you that know this, way back in KCOR days, they have been my only family, which is so sad to say, But this next cycle in my life will be different, because I will be meeting with soul tribe that are, aligned at the heart with me, as me. There will be nobody from the past that could ever step forward. There just couldn't. And I don't understand anybody from the past. I don't understand the mentality, and you have to go get a psyche assessment. I don't understand anybody looking at the pages and pages of infractions of what has been done to me that you took money in. People in Calgary, there were 50 people involved across different places, and voodooists and witch doctors from different places, and the people that were ordering the hits and ordering the sabotaging on my life and ordering the sacrifices every new moon and full moon. I mean, it's like a system they have. It's a down pat system these people have. They take money back and forth, and they take their bids and their bribes and their selling. How could anybody think you're going to come and stand before me and you pretend to be a friend? I don't understand. Somebody can try and take somebody out and can try and target for years and years and years at a time their own mother's children and know about it and do nothing. There's many people that were watching, knowing the targeting, the relentless demonic fucking targeting that nobody should have survived. Whether it's a guy pulling his dick out, jacking off right next to me, where are my fucking rights? When I say no, it means fucking no. When I say I don't ever want to speak to you again, it means I don't want to speak to you again. The damage was so fucking immense. How could anybody sit down at a table and plot on the mother of children? I don't understand how anybody calling themselves human. I don't know how anybody could pass a name to an underground fucking group and take money for it and sell their names to false fucking. I don't understand it is so vile. I was trafficked in so many fucking different ways by the government, by the community, and to this day they claim their denial of having any involvement of what they have done. And there's evidence piling every day. Because everybody is clearing from all of the spell work that has been done. And they're now seen and have to face. I come from a royal heavenly lineage. I've been here close to 1,000 times. And every day I come forward offering everything that I am because I love humanity and I love Gaia. And I will do anything for Mother, Father, God. And my wisdoms are the only offered on this planet. And I've been absolutely treated like a fucking lab rat. With zero respect, with zero regard. Living if they're not even throwing you scraps. Not one penny has ever been paid to me by anybody. The copying of my content that was done on a weekly basis. The pilfering of my videos that I show everybody on the channel. My channel gets pilfered every time I upload. I show the numbers. It doesn't take anybody for any government system and this is why I've been bringing forward the due process and due diligence and the Human Rights, the Abuse of Information Act, the Abuse of the Financials Act, the abuses of the Human Rights Act, the abuse of power, those that are in places of power and those that are in places of having and taking oaths to protect and serve the people. And some of these people are the ones that have been being paid to ensure that the criminals walk around free as willy-nilly as they can be. And one divine feminine healer has to live in her car. Because no matter what, I move forward and there's attacks and abuses and shutdowns and close downs and blocking me. Who the fuck is anybody to do what they've done to me? So we're not supposed to make any money. We're not supposed to make any income. We're not supposed to share our voices, our stories with the world because the elite, corrupt governments refuse to take ownership of the damages that they've done. They refuse to take ownership of saying, well, hey, maybe there are vibrational ways that we can all come together, whether it be the doctrinated, subjugated people that were involved. Spirit did show me, and these are Spirit's words, not mine. The Vatican has been involved, and governments have been involved. Specific light workers, because they're living in fear about their patrons and their stories of their past histories not having their support. So it's okay that you destroy an innocent person that's been brought from the heavens, celestial and of higher wisdoms and knowings, that is a master in the same lineage of Jesus, Master Jesus. And so it's okay that you rip her fucking life apart. But as long as your old doctrinated ways that will never show humanity through ascension, as long as your elitism is not touched, while the abuses and the corruptions and the misguidance and the misknowledge is continuing. So it's okay. It's okay that you destroy innocent people's lives in your testing and your agendas that have no value, as we stated in our video, in a court of law and in the highest courts across Canada and the US. The highest courts of the spiritual heavens, I'm stating this as an actual fact. There is none of these agendas on any level in any way because spiritual court is already closed. The towers are unfolding now, and I am the speaker with Anubis, and I have the gavel, and the gavel hath been. There is no way that any of these agendas in my 55 years being here, and this is my truth, and I state it now because it's going to send a ripple through the multiverse. I will be moved. There is no way that any of these agendas and what has been done to me for 55 years, the people lying, the secret files, the withholding, the withdrawing, the keeping me at absolute death so that you can continue your testing and abusing and taking me out, and all of the people that have been paid. There is no way on any level, if you sit in a boardroom and you put your secret files of any of these programs of NK Ultra and Project Stargate and how it was done and how it was moved forward in, and the people and the discussions that were had and what was done on every single file and every single beautiful, precious human life. As a mother and somebody that adores precious life, I can't imagine even one act of intentional damage to a beautiful celestial being of impact of psychic ability and healing ability and knowing ability. I was brought here as a fucking gift. I can't imagine any group, any person, any man, anybody calling themselves anything that is human to ever sit at a boardroom table with these secret files and think that any of these acts have been okay and been in the greater good of humanity, because they haven't. It's absolute and utter ignorance of the darkest kind. Rather than having a conversation and a couple of sessions and saying, hey, well, how can we all work together? That would have been the most advantageous, most kind and honorable human thing to do. So I've survived all of your decades of testing and bullshit. I've survived. And then the attacks just got more and more and more. Testing the different ways on how to break down your spiritual fields and then attack. They're watching your body language on your videos to see where your breakages are and how you're moving forward. Are you more self-confident? How they're watching your body language to see what's working, what's not working. This is the disgustingness and the vileness of what has gone on. And why there's been so many people on my live stream attacking me. They're not attacking anymore. Every one of their IP addresses are being investigated now by people that are above the people that have been doing these programs. Because you have to remember, God has people in all places. And because there has been so much egregious activity, when a divine feminine says stop, human rights, when a divine feminine says stop, I'm legally divorced, when a divine feminine says stop, I don't want you to me, when a divine feminine says I have my equal rights to speak my truth and share my story, I have great wisdoms to help humanity, I have great wisdoms to help children so that they don't give their spirits away to people that don't give a fuck and they're just elite harvesters. I have wisdoms that will help humanity through ascension. And part of my healing now that I'm coming into this new level of self-love and self-awareness, and the fog come out of this disgusting day and night work done my energy field. And I have extra protection now, and I'm doing my work more with source. So I'm upping my protection. I'm upping my way that I work with God. I teach these things on my channel. You know, the more that you stay in your joy and create from your own space, understand the different agendas and programs for those that want you to fall into, silencing and not speaking your story, and they'll try and pay you off, and all of the things that are done. You know, if this can't take you out because you know how to work with your body, you know how to work with your lights, then they're going to, how they're going to unfold and how they're going to deal with the repercussions of all that has been done. Everybody's going to continue getting karma. I'm not going to be dealing with any of these stories anymore. They were dynamically egregious on every level. As again, none of these people care. The part that I have to heal and I find a challenge to, and Spirit just says forgive, because it's not for me to understand how anybody calling themselves any leader of people, how anybody that's themselves any type of a person that is human, how can anybody even do one of these acts? How could anybody do a death wish on somebody and think that that's normal and okay? How can anybody harvest a destiny from somebody they don't even know? They don't even understand anything about destiny. They don't understand anything about soul blueprints. They do these destiny swapping rituals, and they play with life like it's a game. They have no fucking clue. They're just being run by that they have in their own wounding because they refuse to heal. And then they get in black magic and it does more warping and damage on their mind. It does more warping and damage on their thought and brain functioning. I've talked about all of the damages that black magic does in The Conjuring. I'm a survivor of what I shouldn't have survived. I'm bringing forward these experiences because what had happened to me, I had no idea what was going on except for the constant sabotaging in my life. Then when the magic was just so heavy and it was just so on top of me, it was taking me everything to reconnect with source and get the downloads and to get the information. So that's the damages that black magic does if you're not working with what I will show you. So once I cleared all of those hexes and curses and spells out, Spirit had seen the damages that were done. And that's when I started to move away and move away and move away. That didn't stop them from still doing magic on me. They still do magic. They still try and come in my dreams. They still try and pierce their way in. They still have in their minds and their bellies, they still want to swap destinies and they still want to offer me up into their demonic entities as a soul that will save their village or whatever. They believe this. That is their beliefs. Somehow, some way, that they're going to be forgiven for all their karma, which doesn't make sense if you draw it out. How would killing somebody that is a divine being that God would never allow because you've done so much torment already? You've done so much torment. They don't get it. They all need a psych assessment. Calgary police, Calgary authorities, governments, these people need psych assessments because the governments have also been a part on bringing these people to the depths of where they're at. For anybody to think what happened to me, for anybody to sit down and plot on somebody's death 40 times, 50 times, 100 times, I don't understand. And these people are white collar people that walk around in your community and they pass people's names around to do what they do with them. And you're wondering why you don't have any energy. You're wondering why, if you're a light worker and you're constantly doing your ascension work and you're doing what you're doing. You're doing as your spirit guides you, but you're always lacking of energy. You're always not receiving anything. You're not manifesting anything when it's been 15, 20 years. There's shit going on. Because absolutely everybody at the edge of the game, at the level of energy we are at on this planet, everybody's manifesting in beautiful joy and synchronicity and creativity. And if we're not, there are issues. So the governments and the doctrinated systems, they have to in their souls, as I said, they will not be redeemed. They will not be redeemed from their soul. They have to go through God and they have to sit and say, is it worth me fighting this? And is it worth me taking out light workers for me, the same doctrinated systems, and for the governments not to ever be accountable for the damage they have done to the innocent, beautiful star seeds that are here to bring the planet to new levels of love and light and inventiveness of healing? We're moving forward in 5D, and what is on 3D right now will not answer any of the questions that are coming out right now about the people going through psychosis, about those that have been targeted, about those that have been in the underground and have been trafficked. There is nothing on our healing systems right now. None of the doctors, none of the psychologists, none of these asshole idiots that are in these groups, these mad scientists that are a part of these agendas that help stalk, watch, and research and report to the governments and to everybody that's in. It's sick. It's really, truly fucking sick. And their agenda was to defame and then claim the insanity on my behalf, which failed in every part. Because as I said, I haven't gone to a doctor in 8 years. Nobody's looked at me because I'm perfectly healthy. I work with spirit on my work, on my cells and on my blood and every night. I have medicines that don't take medicines. I haven't taken medicine in forever. Don't even take aspirin. So none of these, everything that has been done was an absolute, utter 100% false. Lie, agendas, hypocrisy, bigotry, discrimination on so many levels. 15 federal crimes. 15. And what Spirit shows me, the downloads that Spirit gives me as to, Joanna, this is what's happening. We have to move you. Because they should have made right and they didn't. They should have done right and they should have gone to redeem their souls to the authorities, and they should have said, this is my story. Nobody's involved in my story. Nobody's coercing me. Nobody's proving me how to do this. That's how you go clear your karma. Because you do it with yourself and your higher self to say, I can't live with this anymore. I've got to go into authorities. What the fuck's going on? And you give your side of the story. You give your truth story that doesn't include lies and manipulations because you want to get out of something. That's not going to clear your karma. That's saving your ass, and you're going to scapegoat somebody else. Which is what we're doing now. They're trying to figure out who's going to blame who and what's going to go because everything is falling. Because there's no light in it. The matrix has been pulled. The light has been pulled from the matrix. This is my channel. I can say whatever I want. Henrik? So if you don't like how I speak, get off my channel. I'm talking about human abuses since the day I was born. I can speak however I fucking like. Get off my channel. So for somebody that is an empath and a sensitive and a healer, for people to do sex orgy rapes to harvest your energy, as I said in my last video, it feels like you absolutely see it and feel it because I am a seer and I see and I feel those things. Again, anybody in their right mind thinks that any of this is okay. Anybody across our world that is involved with cults and covens and warped underground Masonic groups, if a swinger, be a swinger. But when you start pulling innocent people's names in a hat and you start trading their names on pieces of paper and you start including people's names, you absolutely, absolutely will get karma for every single intention that you put. Abuse somebody's energy, to abuse somebody's name, to abuse anybody when they have had their human right, absolutely fuck off. You don't have a right. And then again, I want to bring this forward as understanding. Pay attention to how you feel. Pay attention to what your guides are giving you. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to those times those dreams are people pushing on you and there's other beings in your dreams that are constantly berating you and constantly pushing you and poking you, because sometimes those people do bring themselves and they force their ways because they want to force manipulate your timeline. They want to force manipulate your energy. And some of the people, my ex, he was an expert manipulator, an expert con man. He was an expert at manipulating energy. He had driven his way into my dreams more times than I could count. The orgies that were brought in, things that I didn't ask for, I didn't invite. I want nothing to do with any of you. Fuck off a million fucking times. I said no to your sexual orgy. I don't want any part of your disgusting, whatever you call you do. I give forgiveness to everybody. But nobody and nothing had had 1 ounce of human right to do what was done to me on an everyday fucking basis. But their intention was also part of that. And their hope was that you go insane or take yourself out through suicide. There are governments that have been contacting me through telepathy, and I've let them know as through the action of source because I'm connected with source. Everybody has been told what to do to make it right, and why my channels are still blocked, because they don't want humanity knowing what has gone on. There was men make it. I'm telling you that right now. And the people, they pass away of cancer and they just pass away of this and this and this. That makes sound so normal and real, but is it really? So don't just think everything before you is just as it is or how people are telling you. There's such that is going on in these people in Calgary. There was 50 people that they had working on a nonstop basis to utterly bring me death and to sacrifice my soul and my beautiful divine spirit. I don't understand. And the cloud that I'm coming out of now, that hit me today, and this is what every woman has to go through, because we put trust in people and our finances are never as much as the divine masculines. It's changing now. This is why I've come as a beautiful voice for divine feminine and how I'm going to be lifted for 5D earth. Women go into these situations and into marriages and stuff, and their husbands take control of the finances and they stranglehold the whole finances because they enjoy it. It makes them feel powerful. It makes them feel as if they have control to be reeling the woman in whenever they want. Then when the woman leaves, as my ex, go into desperation and issues because they haven't healed their childhood issues. They don't like rejection, and so they end up joining these cults and covens to make them feel more empowered. They join Muslim cults and things like that, where it's all about men having power and dominance over women. Of course, all of those those men are not healed. They have no idea who they fucking are. If they're choosing to control and bring fear and domination, strangleholding finances, and all of those things that naturally happens to a woman, because a woman is, you know, that's the story we've been told, right? This, I want you to question this, I want you to ponder this. For divine feminine, you have a career, you're getting married, and all of a sudden you're taking your body off of the moving forward in your career world, if you will, to have babies and to have a family, and you devote yourself to it. Those of us that are mothers, we devote our lives to our kids, and we're on the ground with them learning, and we're on the playing blocks, and we're on the ground doing everything we are with our kids for as long as we can with them. And we do odd jobs from the home, right? And we never ever make what of course the men do, because men have made up 98% of the world systems. They are in 98% of the programs they've created. So divine feminine are really at a reduced state already. It's a very depressive, suppressive experience. It's changing though with every divine feminine that stands up and reclaims her power. Part of the healing that every divine masculine and feminine have to do is to give credit and respect back to aspects of divine feminine that have been erased. Part of my role and part of why I went through so much that I did was to also give back the children their voice for them being raped and erased, and to bring that energy back down from the heavens and the celestials that the children do want to incarnate here. We do want to, the multiverse hybrid children, higher functioning, higher intelligent children, just like I was, a higher intelligent child, to bring their energies and informations back to the earth, so that we do want to incarnate here. We do want to bring our higher teachings and our higher wisdoms, because the earth needs it. The earth needs fucking higher vibrational experiences, and we need higher vibrational people. Again, there's no way I would have survived. And so what are we doing to the collective of the children? What are we doing to the collective of the divine feminines? And how are we uplifting divine feminine to be equal to, so that even if she does choose to have children, she will be lifted as soon as she decides to take it home business, which my finances were completely stolen, raped, sabotaged, suppressed, suffocated. I haven't received a penny. I haven't received a penny from any of my work that I've been doing for 17 years. And that's just not, Source said, there are people, there are false prophets and false spiritualists that are copying content of the true spiritualists. They're trying to make, and the comments that's in, they're trying to make the true prophets sound false and sound bigoted. They do have their array of things that they pull on. The true prophets that are bringing truth, that are calling out these agendas, that are calling out the false spiritualists, that are making fake AI pages, they're copying, carrying content, and they're getting paid while they suppress and veil and block our platforms. So again, how is anybody supposed to fucking survive? And why would you ever want to fucking be here? If that's the fucking game. So not only do we get impaled for 50 years, not only do we get told lies about who we are and what's the fuck's going on, not only do we have to transcend every sabotaging fucking tactic every week, not only do we have family and community members doing black magic, voodoo, curses, and heads on us every fucking day and every fucking week. They get paid for it. They do their little sexual parties, and they do their little swinger parties, or passing disease back and forth. And yet the innocent light worker that's calling of their egregious crimes out, we get targeted even more and more and more, and our platforms get shut down. So there's absolutely no way of us to make any income whatsoever with our plan. That's called the systematic abuse and deconstruction. And then the mental mind scraping, which is feeding you projections and mental mind scraping. They have people that do this. They have even technology that does this to force imprints into your mind and into your thought patterns when you're going to sleep of negative, dark things, like you're gay, and they give you gay imprints in your mind. So they want to try and turn you gay, because that's another thing that they do for deconstruction of the self, because you know that you're heterosexual. You've healed both your divine masculine and feminine. It's okay to have those explorations, as we've talked about many times. The ones that aren't healed, the ones that do go into the underground of their sexual depravities, are those people that refuse to heal those wounds. But people that actually heal those wounds, those imprints and things are just like, okay, you know that's not yours, because those are forced projections, and they're done with such abrasive, aggressive experiences. But if you're not talking about this, and if you don't know anything about energy, you don't know anything about how you receive information, how you receive inspiration, thought from your spirit guides, how you receive information from God's source creator, if you're not practiced in receiving and working with your guides, like I tell you every video, start working with your guides, creating the connection, the relationship, because if you're not doing that, people can think and believe within themselves that it's them. And so they start going and they start searching gay for pay, and they start doing all of these things, but it's not really them. There's projected mind thought there that might think they're gay. There's a lot of things that goes on a part of the deconstruction programs. These are just some of the things I'm saying. Not all cases, but some of them, yes. They then go into another part of their deconstruction, mind projection, mental mind scraping is they try and scrape everything that you are. If you love animals, they'll feed you mental projections of animals being killed. They'll put things in your streaming of your YouTube, so they'll see animals being killed so that you can keep being traumatized by the things that you feel beautiful about. This is how they deconstruct you as a mental mind scraping, is what Spirit showed me. So these things are done at a higher government level, obviously, because they have groups and people that study and research. Then they have dumbass idiots in secret little communities that stalk you, and they follow you, and they watch you, and they obsess over you, and they put stupid ass comments on the live stream, pretending that they're this person, that person. They choose fake little fucking avatars. And they stalk your thing, and they write in their little logs about how they're researching your body language, how they're researching the things that you say and do. They're researching your eye contact. They're researching everything about you to see how much of their work is taking effect, how much of their mental mind scraping, how much of their spell work, how much of the voodoos that just took place on the last full moon and new moon, and how are you being deconstructed and how are you being dehumanized. Some of these people do not make it, and they become actual human weapons, and they become very egregious in raping and killing. And some of the people that are out there as serial killers are these people that have obviously gone the other way because they didn't have a sense of self. They did not have the connection of what I teach and what I show people. So will the government take ownership of who they are? Will the government take accountability and create healing systems? Will the people be accountable for what they have chosen to be a part of? Will the communities and secret societies and secret cults, will they come forward? And will they be a healing part of creativity in a new earth experience? What's happening right now is many of the secret societies, because God has stopped the spells and the magic, Spirit has bathed them, so they're receiving some sort of a cleansing in these communities because their Spirit is giving them their last opportunity to go to the authorities and speak truth. And you can't speak truth if all you are is fogged up in fucking spell work. And we talk about on our channel every week the damages of conjuring and voodooism and black magic and conjuring and jar work and mirror. I mean, this infinite the fuck shit that they do. And the effects on the brain. So there will be research coming forward, which is a part of hopefully the studies in the future. Those that have had a lot of part of the underground trafficking, not all, but it is a big part of it. Part of the underground trafficking and the Epstein agendas and those types of agendas were to keep people so messed up and falling a false choice because they're so fucking messed up. They have no sense of self. They're wounded. They're not healing. There's people doing spell work on them every day. There's people doing root work and blood work, which are really, they're a darker, deeper type of magic. And they fuck you right up. They fuck you right up. And then if there's somebody doing binding work on you, it's another stage of fuck up. So again, you have no chance to reclaim your sense of normal self. The only way for you to survive is get the fuck out of those neighborhoods and get as far away as possible so that you can start to heal your body and heal your mind and your spirit, heal your chakras, heal your fields. Spirit is now bathing certain communities because they're giving these communities, even though they're detached from me because I left a long time ago, they're detaching all the light from these communities, and they're giving these people the last chance to go to the authorities and speak their truth, to clear their soul's karma. So some of them are having enough of the light bathe on them that they're seeing like, what the fuck has just gone on? Because it is like you're living in a really bad, fucked up dream. And like, who the fuck on any level, and I say this all the time, if you put any of these agendas or any of these people from any governments, I will sit and talk with any one of you and all of you, and I will channel in the federations of light. I will channel in the systems of light. I will channel in the 12th and 13th dimensional creators along with Mother, Father, God. Anybody that puts any of these files and anything that has been done to one person like me, there is no way in hell on any court in any country that would ever say even one of these tasks and operatives were ever in the highest and the greatest good of humanity. When I had done nothing but show divine healing and divine wisdom and divine intelligence from the day I was born. And they take the highest vibrational beings and they want to deconstruct you, and they want to reverse engineer you. There are some of those underground programs where these people have been cloned. So I'm very sure, I'm very certain that there will be a twin of mine or a clone of mine show up one day. And it's probably no doubt on why they've closed my channel, the real prophet, the real vibrational catalyst, the real vibrational conduit, why they've closed my down so that the world doesn't know me. And the real one that is the doppelganger, the clone false fake one that these underground people have been told to put forward as a false prophet. And why I've stated in all of my videos, nobody's been given permission. Nobody has the right to copy any of my stuff. I haven't signed anything. I've never talked to anybody about coming on as a partner with me. I've never talked to anybody about sharing my work. I've never talked to anybody about permissions or signatures. No discussions on anything that has happened has ever occurred. No discussions. No paperwork, no documents, no signatures, no joint bank accounts, no insurance documents, no business documents. There's been nothing occur on any fucking level with anybody. I live, as I said, as a fucking hermit. I talk to God and my spirit guides. That's it. And go back on all my phone histories and look at everything on my phone histories. It's my creditors and it's my kids. That's it. I don't have little secret groups that I set up chat groups for to see how they can humiliate and haze and initiate with humiliation and all of these things that these people thought they were just going to pull my name in. I'd know, again, what I want to make very clear. Sometimes when you're going through these traumatizing experiences, you have not even agreed. You don't even know anything about what goes on. You're just being made an example to these dumbass secret society underground cults and groups that pay people and put names on things back and forth so that they can do humiliation rituals, sadist rituals, snuff films, and all of these things. That it is a Hunger Games. It's exactly what I see. It's the elitism, who's ever running these underground dark web black shit bullshit where they put innocent people's names and they videotape and exploit sex, living in your home, monitoring spirits on innocent light workers to see how much they're being traumatized, to see how much they're being hurt and suffering, to see how much they've taken, and they feel really good about how much they've made you suffer. So that means your name in the underground goes up a few notches. That means you must be doing great spell work. So they were actually talking about these things. The spiritual hitmen that were in Calgary were those people that absolutely knew me and said that they cared. Spiritual hitmen were being paid to take me out. Their own children's mother. How's that okay? When I can heal entire villages. I haven't been paid a penny for any of my work. The constant and relentless attacks and sabotaging on my life, and I talk about it every day on my channel. Look at my numbers. Here's my platform. I send feedback to YouTube. YouTube tells me nothing's going on. I put up my videos every week. There's obvious blatant pilfering. The numbers are played with on an everyday fucking basis. It's blatant. So I go back and I ask all of you. Most of you will not know that these things are occurring to you if you're in communities that there's always trauma, tumultuousness. Your exes and your husbands and the people of your family are going off for their twice a week meetings, and then they come back and you're feeling sick and woozy and you're all marked up in the head. And you're waking up with scratches and things on you. You're going through spiritual warfare at night because they're sending demons to attack you, and when you're dreaming. There is so much of this spiritual warfare that goes on. There is only so much that anybody can take. You're meant to go through some of it so that you learn how to work with your body and your fields, and you're meant to only rely on Source, because Source is the only thing that will survive you. Source will be the only thing that gets you through what I went through, even a fraction of what I went through, because most people don't go through what I went through. I went through it because I am of royal lineage, and I am going to state it very proudly. I wear a crown because I have been initiated by the heavens. I wear a crown because my ancestors have brought me up to new levels of initiation that I moved through all on my own with God. Nobody on this fucking earth plane has done fuck shit for me. Nobody. Nobody will ever ride with me on this journey. Everybody from the past, my ex, including you, and you most of all, you and everybody that you fucking belong with. I am so, there's no words that can explain and express the disappointment and the utter, there's no words. I don't have words. How anybody could have done and been involved with taking money for and done the sabotaging that was done to me for years and years and years at a time so you look good. How does that look good for you? Sabotaging a woman, taking a woman out. How does that look good for you? Any man
any witch or warlock, when you have this conversation with yourself and at night, or you go look in the mirror and you say, boy, it feels really good to sabotage and make a woman be absolutely nothing so I can feel good about myself. Say that out loud, and that write down your thoughts and your feelings. Write down your thoughts and your feelings if, per se, the 40 plus sacrifices and the 500 rituals on my life and the selling of my name back and fucking forth to these disgusting, fucking low vibrational, Epstein-like fucking disgusting agendas in the underground. I'm calling every one of you out, and you're going to get karma times 100. Anybody that puts my name from here on out on a piece of paper, and every one of you know, because each and every one of you are getting karma every day. You have my name in your mouth. You do a plot, a plan, or a scheme on me. You do anything that is not the repayment of what you have stolen, raped, and taken from me, and sabotaged me and defamed me, and falsified claims on me. If you are not making it right, you're getting karma times 100 every day. And you have nobody to blame but yourself. And it includes government, it includes everybody fucking involved. It includes the fucking police that have allowed criminals to walk around while doing fucking nothing for the ones getting attacked every fucking day. We need new laws. We're going to make new laws. We need new research. We're going to make new research. We're going to see the damages and the effects that black magic, conjuring, and voodooism does when it's absolutely 100% not necessary. And if you say that that's what you've been brought up and you say that that's your culture, bullshit. Because there's no universal law that says go do a death magic on somebody because you want to get what you want to get because you're wounded. How about you go heal your fucking wounds? If you don't want to be seen as a criminal, how about you stop being a fucking criminal? Because you haven't followed 1 ounce of human rights on anything. And it will be fought in the highest levels of court. And as I said, Spirit showed me, place any one of those documents on a table, which they won't because they're trying to destroy all their evidence. Place any one of those documents on a table and there's no court of law that will ever say that that was a human fucking thing to do. That was in the human's highest and best. Well, I've come forward from day one saying I'm a healer and miracles happen around people that I'm with. Even when they throw hate at me, I'm still sending them light and they're still being healed. How is that? They have records of me healing people that could have never been healed by anybody else on this planet. That's why they're so interested in me. Because I know the science of God. That's why all the leaders watch these videos. So put your comments in the field, dear lighted ones, with your highest level of heart. And we want to say to all the leaders, we forgive you. How dare you allow your human collective that you say you care about, that you say you get paid the top percentile of income to watch over and take oaths of and for, in protection of and to service of. You've acted in no way of unity and benevolence. You've acted in no way of kind and care and support for somebody that's done nothing but show the highest level of honor and integrity for this planet. Not one person has had a discussion with me. Not one person, in all of their disgusting misogynistic arrogance and their low vibrational attacks and agendas, not one has said, I'm sorry. They don't care. If they cared, they would have seen what was placed on the table, and they would have said, if this was done to me, where are my human rights? If I had every ounce of my finances suffocated and strangleheld by someone that wanted to claim handling and to put me in my place, even though I'm 40% less paid, 40% less opportunities already in the fucking world, at the 5D dimensional light rate, Ascension is challenging in as it is, let alone being impaled your whole fucking life, let alone being told lies your whole fucking life, let alone being strangleheld and no fucking finances and having sabotage after sabotage after sabotage week. As if that wasn't fucking hard enough. Then you're isolated and systematically abused on a day fucking basis. And then you're turned, and then it's flipped around to you to say, oh, you're the one that's crazy, nothing's really happening. Then follow and do the investigation on every 50 person that was involved. To do a phone investigation on every person that was involved. I want you to do investigations on every code placed on every one of my platforms, my Facebook that was hacked, my emails that were hacked. Go in and do the codes and do the fucking research. Because it's there. The evidence is always there. Do the research on the insurance forms. Do the research on the dismemberment claims forms. Do research on every fucking dollar going in and out of all of these people that are making money off killing people and targeting people and sacrificing people. Who the fuck are they? Put it on a table. And each and every one of you, to the world leaders that are watching my videos, what say ye? To someone of such heavenly light, what say ye? When I would have healed your sickest of children, come to me, I would have healed your children. What say ye? Just as you did Jesus and every master that was discriminated and left for dead. What say ye? Is your false and incorrect, limited doctrine more important than the innocent lives that you've been attacking and sabotaging? What say ye? What say ye of the underground when children are being raped and tortured and tormented and then dumped in the ocean? What say ye? Because you don't want to be found out for the deeds of these children, not even seeing a doctor for their entire life. What say ye? What say ye, O black underground, to be pulled like the disgusting weed that you are? For every wound of the divine masculine and the divine feminine that are shown to abuse their sexual life force and to abuse bodies and that are so degrading to the sacredness of all that source is and all that life is, and you treat it as if it's nothing, like it's a fucking game. What say ye? What say ye, all leaders that put millions and billions of dollars into nuclear war, heads and weapons and missiles and submarines? What say ye? Say ye, O important people that sit in quiet rooms with the doors closed and the secret files marked secret, and you're trying to figure out a way that you can get out of what has been done. And what it is, dear lighted ones, when you are sitting on your deathbed, and those very important conversations with creation and God, and there is a well of emotion in the pit of your stomach, because you will face the deeds that you have done. You will face the question of if you're going to be back or not. You will face the question of what will be left to your children, what stories, what levitations and what revelations have you brought for them? Have you lifted them? Have you cleared the way for them? Have you made the earth a better place for them? Have you been honest with intent? And so that you can know that when you do pass and you take your last breath into another spirited life, that you did your best and you can leave here being a good person. Did you explore and express and experience yourself anew? What say ye? What say ye, O world leaders? With the lands and the children being raped, what say ye? What say ye, O world leaders? That you pay sick, tormented, twisted people to attack the mother, innocent healer that she is, pure connection with the divine that she loves, and you torment her to the point of no return. What say ye? For ye do not see the visions that I see, and the torment that you have sent me, over and over, and impaling it on a basis. And you pay your little minions, and you pay the witches, and you pay the warlocks, and you make sure that the true light workers are never seen or heard, and you make sure that their lights and their power get shut off, and you make sure that they are strangle-held just enough so that they don't ask questions and they don't send feedback to YouTube that has been a part of the fucking corruption, because a platform as big as YouTube would have had a due diligence, and they would have said, what say ye? Hello, my beautiful Japan. I love you, Japan. And may Japan stand peaceful in their presence, because the dragons will return. What say ye, O people of great light? These times, these are new times. Your unity consciousness depends on who are you and what say ye about the unity that you have been shown and who you are as unified. Do the leaders show you unification, or do they try and rip your soul from the very presence of your skin? As if they could. And not that they even had a conversation to sit with you and understand source and understand spirit and understand the skin and the cells and the blood and the source that runs through your veins. They didn't even try to understand. They just went about their targeting and their sabotaging and their researching with their sick, mad scientists that try and do all that they can do. Their Area 51s and their secret little places where they call secret and they think that nobody's watching. What say ye? What say ye, O tormenting leaders? Will you be back? What earth will your children continue on? What say ye? What say ye, corrupt, false, elite harvesting entertainers of the music world and of the entertainment world? What say ye when you're circling around in a ritual trying to harvest somebody else's ideas and energy and royalty that you don't even have a fucking ounce of clue to carry? What say ye? What say ye when innocent children are sold and trafficked every day and passed on a piece of paper, a name that doesn't mean anything? What say ye? I was trafficked and was survived the sick disgustingness, and I thank God that my body wasn't placed inside of it, but they did everything they could to get my body. because they would have had so much fun doing whatever egregious, disgusting act that these people would have done and got paid for. What say ye? When you go to bed at night, dear lighted ones, you pray to the Mother and the Father about the beautiful light and the promise and the joys that are coming to earth from those that arrived like we have. That even though they were hurting and even though they were abused when they were children, we still got up every day and we still did the work. We still world and we still sought it in the world, and we still prayed for the animals and we still prayed for the trees in the forest, because we know that God is. We know we come from light ships, we know we come from far off places. And we say, oh dear lighted human, all is forgiven. Will you put your sticks down now and will you? What was done to this light worker should never be done to another soul ever, and that should be your sleep. May the innocence of a sweet, heavenly, celestial being that is here to create such great, profound healings and inventions, that you will be back because she redeemed your fucking soul in you. What say ye? The heart of the mother beat within me. None of you had a right to rape me for 50 years and leave me for dead. For I was the root that bared on every tree and every barren land, and I proved it. I didn't have to, but God did. Because when God took me out of pieces of barren land and broken trees, your towers fall. And those that think there is no God and you're going to keep getting karma until you sit within and say, what say ye and who will I be? Will you be back in a beautiful, glorious body that works? Will you be back with a beautiful mind that operates in divine loving thought and seeks love everywhere and all places? What say ye? What say ye, will you break out of churches and the boxes that you have placed so many in and you have done so much raping and limiting and forcing? What say ye? And in the multitudes of life that God is, in every breath and every species, and it is unthinkable that can be a planet and life upon it, and in it, and of it. The life is infinite. And who is anybody to say this one belongs and this doesn't? I'd like to leave everybody with this before I show you my illustration. For everybody in the communities that I have come from, none of you have any idea, because all you think about is yourself and getting and taking and not having the money that you stole from me and returned. And all the monies that you have spent that you didn't give a fuck about while sat hungry and homeless and crying every day, not understanding why people could do such horrible things. Your souls and yourselves made a pact with my higher self as a part of my initiation. This is how little you know. The amount of energy that I have transmuted because of the hate that you have thrown at me has allowed a portion of your soul to be set free. And your ancestors walk with me because I have liberated them from the chains that you are continually binding, your conjuring, and your black magic. And they said enough. We will not be bound by the devil anymore. And I liberated enough in all the black magic thrown in all of the deeds that were done, because that's what light workers do. We transmute and we make the place a better place, regardless of what's done. And your ancestors are going to reincarnate because they did make the choice to no longer support your dark deeds. And I gave them that liberation by transmuting what they had done in their timelines. That's how loving and grace God is. And each of you walk around every day as if your body is not a graceful fucking gift. And you sit in your little fucking circles and you sacrifice rituals and jar work and mirror fucking work. Meanwhile, your bodies are a gift of grace. And instead of focusing on your beautiful, graceful body, and instead of focusing on the beautiful mind and the heart and your chakras that are within you, you keep up with your tactics of fucking hate. And so you have to ask yourself, what say ye? Will you come back into another timeline? It won't be light. But you may come back into another body, and what will it look like, and what will it be like, and what will it feel like? All you do is conjure hate towards another that you don't even know. Because I speak truth. And I'm calling you out on what you do in your closets and in your underground little things that hurt the innocent children that are and in the house next door. These cults and these people have no idea. The only reason why their city is still standing is because of the angels that have surrounded their fucking dark circles and transmuted in their hate and their conjuring. And so many of these satanic groups, underground places that do such on a regular basis, and these voodooists and these black magic people, and all of these people that do such on an everyday basis, and they even take money. Make it known right now that you will not be held in protection on an infinite basis. You simply won't. There are angels supporting in the communities because some of them in your communities are absolute light workers and they need to be seen and felt and known here. And the only reason why the city is still standing is because of those angels that you have no fucking regard for, and that you say God isn't real and God isn't this and God isn't that. And I wonder if there weren't such a God, and what say ye? Your ignorance is so undeniable. And rather than having me in a conversation that is of intense, wouldn't that be the thing, to have a conversation and have me sit at your fucking little tables and talk about the files that you have in front of you that you've lied to and you've affiliated and secret attacks for? But instead of having a conversation, you just sent little minions to go and stalk and watch and spy on me and attack me. What say ye? So make no mistake about it, as we've been showing you on the different shifts of the planet and the energies that are coming forward. Because the only reason that some are standing today and even have an opportunity to go and tell the authorities a truthful story to clear their conscience, the only reason why they are standing to even do so is because of a light worker like me that cleared and forgave you just enough for your ancestors to come back, because you didn't give a fuck about what they were showing you and guiding you to stop doing. i.e., how little do you know about creation? Mother, Father, God will lift those that have been prepared. Because if we're impaled by hate every day, as hard as it is, we will forgive. And we will move on. We will not offer you back into our life. We will not offer you back. You are forgiven. And you need to go along on your own and sit with Source and your spirit guides, and you need to sit with the earth, and you need to reconnect with who you are as a living being, because what is in you and what is of you and how you're even sitting on the fucking gift. Put away the fucking drugs, put away the fucking sex, and go get fucking healed. The arrogance doctrine, the arrogance misogyny, arrogance handling of women, the arrogance of having multiple wives and multiple this and multiple that. They're nothing but ego wounds, because you have no idea who the fuck you are and you want to face who you are. So you just keep building more and more people around you so you don't have to look at who you are. And the only reason why some of you are even standing is because of an angel that knows at any moment you could wake up. What say fucking ye? These people that pull out their little jars and their mirrors, the only reason some of you are standing is because of the angels and the ancestors that I have transmuted. And I have asked to stand by your side. I didn't have to, but I did. Please forgive the mother and father, for they know not what they do. Please forgive the government's mother, father, for they have been stuck in arrogance and selfishness and greed for far too long. And have me call out the ones that want to be called out, that need to be called out, for they will play a message and a lesson for all those that are ready to wake up out of their sleepy slumber. For they have been taken advantage of and they have been abused and used. What say ye? There will be people placed before you, dear lighted ones. Make no mistake about it. And they will be children and they will be animals and they will be the sweetest souls ever to have ever been graced upon the planet. And God will ask you in each and every one of your soul evolutions, what say ye? What a sweet soul stands before me. How very blessed I am to have met you. How shall I bow and accept you as a part of my unity? Who are you? Where do you come from? How may I seek knowledge from within? How may I see our unity and oneness? How may I know that these egregious acts may never be given, ever, to any and of any, for our planet feels it all. And she will raise a ruckus if she needs to. For there's been enough damage and enough harm done. The leaders of all countries of all worlds, you need to put your sticks down. And you need to absolutely raise your consciousness in solidarity and unity and peace, because your people are dying. And you've caused it. And you will be on that deathbed and you will have a moment with God, and the emotions will well up in the center of your body. The I am presence, and it will well up as you take your final breaths, and God will ask of ye, what say ye? And God will love you unconditionally, and God will give you that moment of pause. Have you been in the most humble presence of a divine one? We played you so many times. And so many times all she asked for was fairness and justice. For the human rights that you wrote, that you proclaimed to serve, that you egregiously attacked and sabotaged, one of our most high, that we graced on this planet as a gift, to help clear diseases and bring intelligence to a higher form. But none sought to even speak or talk or discuss or even include. You ravaged her and you attacked her and sabotaged, threw her like dirty fruit to the ground. And then you wanted to see her suffer in your arms as you sucked the soul and the life right out of her without a murmur. What say ye? And these are your souls. For the Divine Holy Mother and Father, I pray in all of my 3D lifetimes, in all realms, in all dimensions, in all universes, I will be moving forward with light. And on behalf of my very sacred tribe that have been following me from the very beginning, and others that we belong with each other on, you are my sacred tribe and I love you. With all of my heart, Holy Mother and Father, I ask that you please forgive everyone that has ever sent me a spell or a conjuring and a rape. I ask that you forgive the underground for who they have been. I ask that you redeem these souls in only the way that Mother God can, in the Holy Spirit, so that Gaia can be lifted to her place within the galaxy and take her rightful stand. Holy Mother, Father, serve the Holy Gaia. I announce my service, Holy Mother, Father. I announce my service to the Holy Mother, Father. I announce my service to the Holy Creation. I announce my service to the systems of light. I announce my service to Gaia. I announce my service to the Holy Spirit and the Holy Mother and Father, that have me do other cycles of love and light. I announce my place upon this planet, and I take my stand on my throne. Holy Mother and Father, thank you for allowing me to be spared the egregious of the most selfish. Please forgive them. Holy Mother, Father, please forgive them. I pray for peace on planet Earth. I pray for peace on planet Earth. I pray that the children be trafficked. I pray that every dark occultist sits in there tonight and they ask themselves, what say ye? Have you lived a life that you can return to and be proud? And if not, then go heal. This is your opportunity. The windows are closing and the doors are closing. In the end, the planet will shift. I won't be with you on your ride. God will move me to those that will honor and appreciate me and love me and never, ever, ever do a spell on me. And never take my finances away so they could feel good. And they will put leaders at my feet that will bow, as they do in the heavens. Holy Mother, Father, and Mother, and the Father, and the Masters, and the Holy Jesus. Thank you, Holy Mother, Father. I serve the Holy Mother, Father. I serve the Holy Mother, Father. I serve the systems of light, Holy Mother, Father. I surrender myself to you, Holy Spirit, Mother, Father, and Lord Michael. Please guide me to a safe passage and where you wish me to serve, Holy Mother. Please forgive every one of my 3D timelines, for I wish to relieve this post. Please move me however you shall wish, and I will serve. I am of service to the systems of light for the genius, and I give everyone forgiveness of all of your deeds, leaving me with nothing for nothing, because that's what you thought of me. And I have forgiven your souls, because it wasn't a reflection of me, it was you. And I forgive you. You will not come towards me, and you will not talk with me. You begin immediate healing and redemption with Mother, Father, God, if you so wish. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I surrender myself to the holy systems of light. Thank you, Holy Mother, Father, and the Galactic Federations. Thank you, Holy Mother, Father. This is my absolute coronation to the entire planet Earth that I have devotedly served for my life of being here. And even though the struggles have been great, I absolutely am in such great honor to bless Gaia with her movement forward in this beautiful phase of ascension where she is being lifted and she's showing us in every day and every way that she is adjusting the light and her frequencies, and the plates will shift and everything that will shift so that Gaia can move a state of remembrance of who she is. And just as the light bursts from within us, so will the light burst from Gaia. And it is a beautiful exaltation because she knows exactly what she's doing, and she knows every soul on this planet, and it is a sacred trinity with Mother, Father, God. It is the egregious ones that temper and tamper with the weather, that put chemtrails and they use their technology to tamper with the weather. They will also be met with their equal karma because they don't have a right. They don't play God. Ascension is a very sacred process. Nobody has a right to touch a soul or our weather or Gaia. You will not control Gaia. You will not control Ascension. You will not control the consciousness that is Mother, Father, God. And I speak on behalf of all heavens, because I am of all heavens. I am the star of the star, the God of the God, and the stone of the stone. I am a reflection of all the heavens in a single ray of light, and this is who I am. I am the rising sun. I have earned my place, and I will never apologize for being fucking great. And I will be lifted. No human is me. Mother, Father, God will. And I forgive all of you. That is where you're at. And I say thank you and gratitude to all of my done lifting me. And they have protected the chat rooms, and they have come and they have showed up every day. Because you have been my clients, and you are deeply loved, and you are deeply honored. And it is your time now to take your posts. And it's your time now to take your staff and your mantle, because you walked with the Christ. I know each of your souls, and you come from many far-off planets, and you walk as the warriors with the legions of light. And those that have taken harmful paths, and those that have taken the military path, and those that have taken the path of destruction, you have a chance in your evening discussion and your evening healing with Father and Lord Michael to realign who you are and move yourself on an altered course path. There are two options. Consistent dark practices which will lead you into a dark resolve and outcome will be hidden anymore, and that is shifting. And there is aligning with your highest creative enlightenment path with Mother, Father, Source, Creator, the systems of light, and your eternal light. Eternal life, or the darkness that one chooses, because they wish to stay in their wounding and not heal. There is a third, and it will be made for you, and that is doing nothing at all. Pretending that you are not a planet or anybody that is belonging with you, beside you, or behind you. Unity consciousness across all nations, across all universes, and everything you do in this moment affects every single aspect of life. Throughout all creation, this is unity consciousness. And how you live in every moment matters. How you live in every moment creates your matter. How you move forward your own intelligence, releasing old systems and old dogmatic church and state that aren't working, that are broken, that are breaking every day. Discrimination will be the death of you. Go within discrimination issues and your triggers and heal. Fear and control and domination will be your demise. There are shifting off every day, and nobody can do your karma but you. You have to sit in your karma, and you have to sort it out. You chose it. Don't come back to me. I will not take your path. I will not heal your wrongs. I will not fix your life. I will not pick up your falling life. And how dare anybody think that they can come running back after decades of theft, fraud, defame, debauchery, abuse on my life? You have to ask yourself that. A divine feminine that's done nothing but speak truth. How can anybody even have that as a concept? Undeniably, so detached from spirit. You're all forgiven, and you're deeply loved as the beings and the soul beings that you were to teach me such valuable lessons about abuse. Lying to people's faces is an abuse. It creates darkness in the chakras, it creates darkness in the fields and the home. Deceit and manipulation is abuse. People aren't being forthright with you and they're not being honest with you. That is their karma, yes. But if you allow it, it's darkness in your home. It's darkness in your space. And why people from the past will never come forward. You're not going to be given another opportunity to weave your manipulative stories just so that you can not face and be accountable for who you are one more fucking time. Because it's been the billionth time and you were told 8 years ago. Stop doing what you're doing. Face who you fucking are and get fucking healed. Your magic isn't going to work. You will not force manifest me. You're not going to force manifest me with sex magic. You're not going to force manifest me by the infinite spiritual abuses that you have done to weave your way into my dreams, to weave your way into other timelines, to weave your way into my birth chart, to weave your way into my Akashic record. You're not fucking with my Akashic records. Nobody is fucking with my Akashic records ever to the end of time. They might think they are, but they're not. Their information will be scrambled. Do you thank God of all the abuses that has happened to me since my birth? And it's been so egregious. All the government had to do was give me the files and give me the truth and give back the money that they wasted of my life. It's all they had to do. And do it with good conscience to say, I truly want to make this right. I want to clear my soul, man. On my deathbed, I don't want to have those moments where I'm talking to Satan. You want to have moments where you're purely connecting with God? Please forgive me, God. I was led astray by all of these really wounded experiences of misogyny and oligarchy and thinking we had power over others and thinking we had to destroy a celestial being that was beautiful in her humanness and came forward to teach higher truths, because who knows what's going to happen to a woman that has money that's going to help humanity? Who knows what a leadership of a woman's going to do that's actually aligned with Source Creator, that actually has money behind her? Well, so let's just destroy her. We don't understand her. We don't want her to be more powerful than us, because then she's going to outthink our systems. Okay, I did that, and? So how about you get healed now? How about you stop being a criminal? How about you stop doing human rights violations? How about you go get healed now? How about that? Because in any way that you look at whatever has been done, you'll still be led back to you, and you're still going to have to fucking face yourself. Who are you? What say ye? The abuses don't go anywhere. You still did them. I had to heal from them. I transmuted them. Only with God am I here. And I'm not even the same person I was, because they had to bring extra spirit to be in my soul so that I could survive every day and walk around, still bringing light to this earth that Gaia needs. Gaia needs me. Why? Because I carry codes for the multiverse. It's like her nourishment, because it nourishes the multiverse beings on this planet, because we will ascend. Ascension is far bigger than your 3D, low vibrational, warped Masonic underground hate cult underground that you do little rituals and hate groups and you pay money to take people out and do how horrible things, doing snuff videos. Who the fuck are you? My God, go and be a fucking psychotherapist. Anybody that does these things, you must sit and ask yourself with all intent and purposes. Have demons attached to you? Anybody that thinks even one of these things that I have said is okay, you need to seek therapy. If you ever care about ever coming back into a body, ever, and what you leave for your children, and the conversations you will have on your deathbed, because every soul has them, what say ye about your human experience? The only way through is truth in this ascension. The only way through is your alignment, which is your connection and your relationship with Source. That is the only way through. Your connection with you, your relationship with you, and all that is Source Creator. That is the divinity of all that is science as our reality is changing. You need to know that. That's Source Creator. Source is the creation of all life. Source is upgrading Gaia every day to support the new life every day. And no 3D person will ever control, dominate, or take people out because they want things to stay the same, because they want to stay elite, and they want the wise ones to be suppressed and dead. And so you have to put it on the table one more time. What say ye? Because these soul conversations on your deathbed, they must occur. Will you forgive yourself and begin to heal? Because what has been done has been something out of a horror movie. And the children will have to be healed. My story is 100% truth and accuracy from the divine of what was not shown to me. And there was things that could not be shown because it would just be so traumatic for me. And Mother, Father love me so much, and my guides and my teams, and they protect so much from the things that were actually done. What say ye? And so on my post, I offer great hope and promise for all of you. You have made it this far. Mother, Father, God are directly within your heart and your soul, and there is nothing that you cannot do and over and achieve, have the possibilities of. Reclaim your power every hour, reclaim your light every hour. Reclaim your light. Because you are holding space for children like me, who didn't have one person speaking on their behalf, who didn't have one person protecting them, who didn't have one person standing up for them and supporting them, who didn't have one person in authority, one person in an official position that said, there are so many human rights violations. What's been fucking going on is not, I will lose my job to speak up for this one. And then you have to ask yourself at the end of every night, what say ye? And is your 3D job and your false-ass title underground secret fuck-ass group that does nothing but harm and hurt and plot on people's lives that you don't have a right over? You never did and you never will. Because these lives are sacred. These bodies are sacred. Our minds are sacred. Our spirits are sacred. All planets, all realms, all universes. And why God will never allow me to be sacrificed. So how much of your dark practices will you, your body and your soul, to be absolutely eaten up by disease and demons? That is your choice. The Mother and the Father of all creation are giving everybody an opportunity. Make right on your deeds. Their shifts are coming. And who are you? And those that have done damage to the innocent, make it right. If you so choose, if you care about your soul, and if you care about who you are, if you care about your next timeline and lifetime. More than 85% of people on this planet believe in reincarnation. There is no afterlife, it's always just life. You get to choose the higher vibrational light that you are now, the unified consciousness, all that you are is now, and treating every aspect of life like beautiful and sacred. You're going to into whatever life you can be, because the more fluid and sacred and honoring you are of all life before you, you get your choice as you're moving up. That's what God will give you. That's the blessing God gives you. Now that you've been through the trenches and you've survived what most wouldn't, here's our blessing for you, Joanna. It's whatever you choose, and better bet, and better bet, and better bet. Nobody from the past, nobody that has abused me, nobody has made up these false claims. Everybody that has been doing abuse on me from the beginning of fucking time, you're not going to be allowed an inch near me. 10 feet near me, 100 feet near me, you're not going to be allowed. Me with your stupid false stories about how you've changed and how you're now this and how you're not. Good for you. Bye. You've been pocket watching every day. You study and research me every day. You ask your little questions to see if I'm going to give you any information about where I'm at with my life so you can get on your little plots and plans and schemes, because your sick-ass group is just waiting to harvest and seethe off me some more. And God has said, whatever I am blessed with, you will not touch. You will be shifted. You're not getting it. You're not getting it if those are your thoughts. And you truly need to go within, because there is no more time left. If all you're thinking is plotting on somebody to pocket watch, steal, rape, and take and steal from them and harm them and manipulate them, because you know they're getting a blessing from God, you will not be allowed near them. How fucking dare you even think so? Because we deserve to be left the fuck alone. We survived your hate. And we even forgave you. You will be moved. You will not get a billionth chance to abuse somebody so very sacred. You're not going to get a billionth chance to cast story. I don't care what it was. It should have been brought to me 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. But you all chose not to, and every video I came on, I gave everybody infinite warnings. Go back to all of my videos. The warnings and the statements were true. But that was a test for everybody. God tests everybody, and the soul sitting before me. Do you honor and do you bow to the sacred that stands before you, no matter how we bring it, no matter how we package it? Will you bow to that which is before you? What say ye? And the governments and the secret societies and the doctrines and the misogynistic groups and the everything that is misogyny assigned in its systematic abuses. And they have done everything in their power to take out. And make it look systematic and mysterious or suicidal so that they don't have to take any fucking blame for it. And I ask you one more time, what say ye? 50 people involved in the attacking and sabotaging and treating me like I'm a fucking lab rat. I want you to look at 3 children's faces that are so young and impressionable. I want you to look at their faces, and what would you have said to those children if their mother did get taken out? What would you say? What say ye? You would have blamed it on the mother, wouldn't you? You would have come up with some false story about how corrupt she was or how suicidal she was or how mental she was. You would have spun such great stories, and then those children would have gone through lifetimes with misinformed just like I did. Wrong information about who they are, wrong information about where they came from, wrong information when the only aspect of light and truth they had was me. And you harvested the only light they had. So not only did you out, affecting the entire multiverse, but you affected every child that I was to touch from here ever out, because they were fucked up by old vibrational systems that aren't working, that are just taking them one by one. And I ask you, what say ye? Because you don't think in the grander scope of it. You don't care about anything but money. Because you have demons that are eating you whole. I know soul blueprints. I know the aspects of the multiverse. And I'm telling you what these truths are. What would you have said to those children? I want your oath. Because there's stories out there that I was dead. There's stories out there that I'm not even here. Stories out there that so many different stories that are absolute false and defamed. But not one person has come to me and speak to me. Not one fucking authority that wanted to do right on behalf of God before their fucking job and title. That doesn't mean shit in the heavens. I'm telling you that right now. Doesn't matter what role you hold here on the earth. It means shit in the heavens if you're not doing a soulful good deed. If you see abuse, you watch abuse, and you do fucking nothing, what does that say about you? Who are you? This is unity consciousness, dear lighted ones. You will have to stand. You will have to speak your truth. You will have to stand as God has tested you. However we place life before you, can you bow to it? That is a master. However we pack it, however we bring it forward, whatever your soul lessons are, can you bow and be okay with whatever lesson is right? That is a part of mastery. That's detachment. Because it's not about how your ego wants it to look. It's not about how your ego thinks it should look. It's not about the doctrine that said this is how it's going to go. From here on out, nothing's going to go the way you thought. Nothing's going to go the way the ego thinks. Because God's in control. You're not. There is a creator. There is the creation. There is the forces of ascension. And your ego ain't in charge here, cowboy. It's not what you thought. And I've been teaching it for 17 years. And the platform is still at 0. And I ask you one more time, what say ye? What would you have told the children as you stand before a school of 150 children that I was supposed to be teaching them about great things, about places far off that can't be seen or aren't even yet? What would you have said to them? Would you have said this crazy spirited being that is a healer of all planets and all races and all ages and all timelines, of ancients and future, and bringing them beautiful promises of great new days, because they too are also ancient people in their skins and their bodies, walking in human form? Would you have bowed to them? Or would you have told them a horrible story about one celestial healer that was brought forward, and how she took herself out with suicide, or some other mysterious death? Her car just going off the road one day? And how many people did you gather in the basement and in the rings and in the circles and jar work and mirror work? And how many? Close to 100 now, isn't it? And how many are you paying? Where are the papers going back and forth? The stories are done. I'm not there anymore. You will not touch my soul. Ever. What say ye of your deeds? And you will face your deeds, because that's how you learn your soul lessons, and you will sit in the karma and the darkness that you have created, because it, as we said, is now rebounding and it is returning. Now what will you do? What will you do when you have a not heeded spirit, source, creator? Will you call upon source for a last-minute prayer? Because Satan ain't going to help you. The deities of the graveyard, Mother Father, the deities of the graveyards that you've been dancing on and waking up the dead, and all of these things that you've been doing with very little knowledge, they're not going to help you. Why? Holy Mother Father, love this planet. Holy Mother, Father are so very sweet. Mother, Father say to me every day, Joanna, there's things we just can't show you because your heart is so pure. And we've held you like a cradle. And even in the darkest ways, we've brought you through. And we understand the emotional and the energies that you still have to transmute, and you've done so much for your collective and your cities, even those that have harmed you. And you've forgiven them all, and you've even transmuted some of their darkness, so that they can perhaps one day come back into a body, because you have forgiven them. But we say this, make no mistake about it, dear light, most precious on this planet are the ones that care. When you go to bed at night and you cry, and you think about the wonderful things that were taught and shown and told to you from a being that just wanted to be here, to show that there is more grace of God than could even imagine, and within ourselves and within our DNA, and what could we do and what be if we just remembered who we are. And when you cry, be grateful for your cries and your tears because you care. And realign to your heart and say, Mother, Father, what is next for me because I love you so dearly. In whatever way I can, I surrender to you fully, and I will drop everything that I have, however small it is, and I will move. Because there's nothing on this planet that will support you the way Mother, Father will and do. Rarely do we speak of such. That's Mother, Father, God. And I am living proof of that. Mother, Father, to the heavens and the holiest of all beings and all ancient ancestors, I love you so much, ancestors. I love you so much. I will serve until there is no other time to serve, and I will get up every day thinking how grateful I am to serve. Because when you feel Mother, Father speak with you in the inside of your belly, and rumble songs and sweetness to you, just how much they love you, it's something that nobody can replace. And that's what I come forward, that I'm different than any other channeler on this tube platform, and I'm been blocked. When you feel and hear Source Creator within your heart, and you listen to the sweet nothings that they sing to you every night because you call on it and you ask for it, that is your eternal life. No matter what happens to your body or anything happening around you, you'll be lit, and the next morning you'll be made new. And I'm proof of that. I shouldn't be here in the body I am, and I am. I shouldn't be here. Mother, Father put me back together every day because they know how much I love creation. I love Gaia. I love the animals. I love the trees. When people come on to listen to a beautiful sermon of just pure hope and peace, and why we've been doing this all along. Mother, Father love you so deeply, and if you just ask, the first thing they will say is that we love you. We love you, daughter. We love you so much. We know how much you care, but we must move you now. It's not safe for you there. They have been so very unkind, but they're small in their minds and they don't understand. They don't understand what it is like to be full love. And you have done your best. And I said to Mother, Father yesterday, I said, if I was to leave here today, I would be happy. I've done some work. I wish I could have helped more if my platform open. And I would probably cry about that in the heavens and in spirit. And so Spirit said, okay, then we'll do and we'll break it all open. Because if it is in your heart to heal and to teach and to offer who you are as a spirit and a soul, God will make sure of it. There is no 3D anything that will stop the spirit of who you are. And that is a truth. And that's why they are so astounded at why I'm here, and why their hate and their magic just won't work on me. Their voodooists are pulling out at the last minute because they can't do work on me because they have been told by their guides it will be treacherous if you do this spell on her. Because your spirit guides give you free choice and free will. And some of those witch doctors and voodooists have said, yes, I will still bow to the Mother and the Father. I will still bow to Creator. Because your guides have said enough is enough. And those that choose not to, then you deserve the karma that is returning. And those were your choices. Because there is always free will. But you have taken it away from so many because of your wounding. And so I say unto thee, in all that you are as a divine being. Be grateful for your body. Be grateful for your mind and your spirit, for it can do and be infinite things, because that is eternal life. That's the Mother Father's wish and joy for you. And every day you wake up, just love and be your highest and your best, and you express and explore and experience yourself as best as you can. And even in moments of transgression, forgive yourself, forgive others, and surrender to Mother Father, because they will move you to the highest plan for you. And every day that you go to bed, give love and healing to your body, because it served you so very well in transmuting and integrating the light that's being offered every day through Mother Father. And you bring light and love as often as you can. Just being here. Archangel Michael will lift you. You've been great warriors of love and peace. You will not protest, but you will speak out in truth and positivity. No matter how your journey has been, you'll come feelings, and you'll come forward with teachings that will teach people how to reclaim their power and be of great light and be of great healing. Because you know alchemy and transmutation is everything, and it will be an eternal journey. And you will have bodies that will change. That is God's love for you. And your teams and your celestial and your aliens are all helping you, and they love you so dearly. And I give myself this beautiful thank you and celebration as I was anointed and I was given a crown. All of the beautiful things that I've moved through and I've given forgiveness of, and every day I work myself greater forgiveness of all those from the past. There's no need to come forward. If you ever have anything to say, you've been told 100 times, do it in writing to my lawyer. We will not meet. The time for that is up. I wanted to show this drawing that I did today because we were talking about our teams. This is the universes. There's a that's slightly higher and a universe that's slightly lower, the triad of universes. And this is the universe in pink that's in the very center. And we have 13 dimensions right here, right? 0 dimension, which is the first, second dimensions are the elementals and the fairies. We create soils, and we create the platforms that we call perform. All the nature aspects are the first and second dimensions, and we're in the third dimension moving into the fourth. And all of these dimensions through this universe, the pink is this universe that we're in, and there's always a lower operating universe and always a higher operating universe. And in every moment there's always meshing and the weaving and the entanglement of all of these energies. And as this universe is lifting up and pulling up what is not needed, and we're releasing what's not needed, it's going back, and Source does the alchemy for everything that we release and everything that we choose to alchemize, right from the very lowest of the dimension. Right from the very lowest, because the lowest part of this universe, if we just say this universe, the lowest of the timelines are being pulled out. It's being brought back in for the alchemy of this universe. As those energies are lifted up, some of the energies from the higher universe can be brought in and mix and make. This is why some of us, when we're tapping into our guides, if this is us here, on Gaia, we're getting the energies from Gaia, we're getting the vibrations from Gaia. This is the toroidal that everybody sits within. This is your 8-foot field, and you've got 7 or 8 fields that are different fields. They do different things. You're going to get codes in these fields. There's 7 or 8 fields. You're getting bathed from above. I wanted to show this. As this beautiful being is standing here, and this is the pillar of light that goes all the way up to infinity, goes all the way past the 13th dimension, you have a pillar of light that goes up into infinity. And this pillar of light helps you activate and nourish and heal everything that was in your multidimensional bodies. Now this being is stepping on earth, connected with the earth, the sacred trinity, the collective is all around, clearing and cleansing the field, understanding the field and the codes that are left in the field that they can download, and all of the things that are in the field. Now that we're entering into a new dimension, you're going to feel things in your field that are going to help you be a better healer, teacher, and leader. So we're going to do that in my next class, because there's some really incredible celestial gifts we're opening up into. The codes and the activations are opening. But we wanted to show you this part right here, the pillar of light. And when you align with your higher self, which is the connection to all that is heavenly, you have infinite teams. They're little threads that come off, and as a channeler and as a conduit, I just see off to the left or to the right different beings. And this is how profound, and I want to take you farther and wider. And in these little pods, right, these little pods, these are, say, your celestial teams, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm always shown 5. There's obviously sometimes more and sometimes less, depending on who you are, what you're working on, what you're healing. And again, what part of the collective you're working with. And in these little pods, you have 5 beings and 5 beings and 5 beings, but these are all the teams that you have to pull on, and they go all the way up to the 13th dimension. Sometimes these pods are at the 5th dimension, sometimes they're at the 6th dimension over here, and they're pulling on these different energies that are always in the omnipresent. Because they're higher vibrational, they have a higher aptitude, they have higher consciousness, because remember, it's always cascading from the 13th dimension down. All of these teams that are above and higher of you in consciousness, they're feeding you the light from all of the omnipresent. Why some of us that do have interfacing with source, we do tap into multi-universal energies. And I'm saying this because part of your gifts and skills that will be activated will be part of the multiverse. And I'm giving you an explanation on how we talk about the multiverse sometimes. There will always be a lesser and a higher in vibration, if you will. And remember, every universe has a soul blueprint, just like Gaia has a soul blueprint for a planet. Thank you, Holy Spirit, every galaxy has a blueprint for its role in ascension, for its role in evolution. Every planet has a different stage and phase of consciousness it's working at. As I've told you before, the DNA allocation, some beings and species on the planet have a very low consciousness integration of Christ consciousness, so they're not understanding the levels of consciousness that someone like me is placed before them to activate them, but they sometimes get triggered because they don't understand the consciousness that I come from, because it's more highly vibrational and highly more integrated with Christ consciousness. So they don't understand that. So that's why there is sometimes the triggers, but those triggers are meant to be a story for you to go within and do your healing, right? Do that healing. But what's really exciting is that I wanted to give you this triad of universes that's going on right now and how Gaia is being lifted and why you see the shifts and the adjustments of the energy on our planet. Because there's always higher energies coming from the more positive or the higher vibrational universe, and then the lower vibrational universe. In every universe, it's a toroidal. The lower vibrational platforms come off and they get sent up and source reintegrates it. And whatever that universal blueprint is for that universe, they're all working in cohesion. And everybody knows this within creation. Everything is always one. But you have within this, and you're going to be changing your guides and your teams, because all of these teams are assisting you in reading and introducing your higher vibrational gifts, skills, and talents that are of a multiverse. Some. I'm not saying everybody will be like this, because it's not. Again, it all dependent on your soul's blueprint, what percentage of DNA allocation you have. Have you done your aptitude and capacity and always reaching and downloading and unpacking what your teams are offering you? Because again, I only know multiverse energy because my teams or my guides will say that's not from here. So, and I say here as in planet, galaxy, or universe. So this is just how I talk with my teams. And sometimes they'll say it's not this universe. So then I know it's from an operative universe, an either or offering of the universe, but I can see into dimensions. I'm a time travel. I go back and forth in time. I go back and forth in timelines. So I just ask my team sometimes. Most often I don't ask, because it's just too much for you to carry. You don't have to carry it. But I know sometimes because of the vibration that it's a different frequency, and it doesn't feel right. I don't like sometimes the energy, and it's just a different, they're in a lower pocket. But I'm there to deposit energy. I'm there to deposit Christ consciousness, and that has been my contract with the federations because of my hybridized experiences. And so all of these teams that you come with go all the way up to the 13th dimension. Now, remember, this is so exciting, and why you're always, brought to channels like mine, because I'm the only one that talks about what I talk about. Now, because you have the allness of who you are and you're opening up into 5D, because this 5D template also operates within the multiverse knowing. And I say, you're not going to always know it's multiverse. Sometimes you don't even care. Sometimes you're going to forget about it. Because I'm a channeler and because I explain things quantum, God, quantum multiverse, I bring as much as I can to the table for those that are ready, for those that want to have that expansion. You have guides that are on the higher and the lower that can have access to that multiversal energy that they cascade down to you. So this is why when I said in my video yesterday, you have many beings throughout the universe that are assisting you. And again, because of the beautiful point that we're at right now with Ascension, those of us that have been on the path for a while, you will have multiversal gifts that you're going to have to practice sitting in nature and just saying, I'd like to practice a new gift. What would that new gift look like? Somebody like myself who is audible. I have so many gifts psychically. I hear things, right? I hear things that are going on. I hear, because I'm a channel for also passed on energies. Sometimes I have to ask, is that a spirit that's here or not here? Again, it doesn't matter because spirit is just 24/7. So that's from here on out. Sometimes when I'm channeling, it's just from a passed on person, but they're just giving me the downloads. Why sometimes some of the information I brought forward, some of those cases were healing old cases that were unresolved, as far as deaths or murders or things like that. Sometimes I don't even know. I just say what I say. Like when I saw the vision of that boy in the dumpster. Those things are just things that I'm shown, so I speak it. And then if any of the police or the investigators are on the channel, because they do watch my channel, then they can say, well, that's in my case. And sometimes they'll give me a city. Sometimes they'll give me what I need to know. So then I just speak it on my channel. So those are the predictions that they bring forward because Spirit knows, again, your guides know everybody on the planet that's, going to be in touch with you now or future now moments. It's all now. Spirit is always now. So the things that I'm saying now might not make sense now, but next week you're going to have an activation because of the full moon or the new moon, and you're going to just go in and love yourself, and you're going to release some density, and you're going to do some forgiving. All of that just makes room for all of these gifts. So because of the audibility that some of you will have, and please, please, please share these things with the children, because the children are so psychically audible. They're so psychically aware and already. As much as you can get them out to nature and start speaking with nature and what do they hear and where are they getting. So the more that we start working with children about their gifts and their psychic abilities, the better off they will be as a beautiful, balanced being. If they're not being told and taught, they do become imbalanced mentally, emotionally, and spiritually because they're not having that flow of energy to express itself. They're suppressing it down because the systems in 3D, they're not showing them how to work with their natural gifts and skills. And why we've always talked about from day one, the 3 E's and the 4th and the 5th are so important to your healing, to your balance, to your mental stability. So, so important. Yeah. So when you're hearing those things, Scotty, when you're hearing those things, you can ask for your guides to turn it up or down. I had my teams put filters and screens on me because there was just so much coming in, and then they can work with you. So you have to work with your guides if it's overwhelming, but practice it and say, can I turn up the volume on a chat room that's going on Galactic Federation teaching room? And then you can work that way. So be specific. Again, work with your guides. Can I have a communication with the cetaceans? So be specific on what you want to hear and when you want to hear it, but do give yourself time every day to work with your gifts, because those gifts are going to be, again, that next part of your soul's blueprint, because you're going to be called on to help others understand what they're going through, right? And so again, talk to the children, because again, they're going through things, and there's nothing in our 3D world, church and state, that are talking about these changes that are going on in the multidimensional bodies. It's a very biophysical experience. You're going to feel things going on in your crown chakra when they're doing adjustments, enhancements of the brain, how the brain functions, different aspects of the brain. We always talk about the 4 sections of the brain and what's operative in those most recent alignments. Again, because everybody's at a different stage and phase of their ascension, they'll get brain activations at different times. Because I have a higher capacity, you're going to have to be more fine-tuned and get that thread where you want to, as I said in my last video. If you have something going on in this field out here, work with your teams and say, can you put a download in my etheric field? And then get your teams to work with you on what that download was, a nature download, right? And then do your journaling, right? So because audible sound there's going to be lots of classes that are going to occur first before contact happens. You're going to have the audible connections, which is so important and so fun. So Scotty, some of those some of those experiences, you're a translator. So you're working with the federations and you're a translator. So you can start working with that and start using that as maybe a source of income, and maybe do a channel like I do and just say, I'm just going to do some channeling today. What does the Galactic Federations have if you put your purity of intention, and then just do a 10-minute channel, so be that translator for whatever species that are coming through you, right? Because there's going to be so many people awakening. There's going to be mass awakenings. So we need to get going on these higher vibrational experiences, and how to care for our bodies, so important. How to care for our fields, so important. How to truly understand the multiverse ascension that's going on. Everything behaves in a toroidal, including your 8-foot field. That you have infinite teams that you work with. It's always cascading down to you. You have so much in your fields right now, but you're not taught and told, or nor are most people practicing how to unpack those downloads. So again, set at least a half an hour to an hour and a half of time in the morning or at night to do your unpacking with Source. And have that as an intention. You know, I used to, in my old house, I used to have a corner where I did my work, and it was kind of off limits to everybody. It's like, this is where I unpack, this is where I do my meditation, this is my sacred space. And then you would set time aside to work with Spirit, because Spirit's open to you all the time, but Spirit looks forward to you doing that. And then you get into that natural flow of, okay, what does this gift feel like? Wow, I didn't feel that before. As I said, because of the 3 E's are so important to your growth and expansion, those 3 E's help you. It's like an activation center. If you're not activating and downloading what your teams and your guides and those are always communicating to, if you're not unpacking it and you're not working with it on a daily basis, you're not allowing that energy to flow. That's why you have to express. Expression is so important from here on out, because that expression, me sharing these videos and me giving and me teaching, because it's my gift, I love to teach. If I'm not teaching, I'm blocked. And it affects my body. So I have to keep expressing. Sometimes I just go out in nature, I just talk to nature, because at least I'm expressing. Because you have to flow that energy. Remember, God's not going to give you if you're not sharing and expressing. You're not going to have those gifts activated if you're not using them. Because the creational reality is of its highest efficiency. If you're not using your gifts, you will lose it. You don't have to fear anything. It's just like your Kundalini. Your Kundalini is not going to activate if you're not doing anything that's going to be of benevolence and using of the Kundalini. It's meant to be a creational tool. And of course, there's been people that misuse it and they abuse it and they manifest stuff off of it. That's where their consciousness is at. Again, there's so much misunderstanding and misinformation on the planet as towards who are we as spiritual beings, multidimensional, metatronic beings. We're just starting out. Everybody will be needed. But to really tap in and refer those that are truly our masters at what we do. You know, and again, it's okay, because wherever you tap into, you're meant to tap into it for some reason. There's an energy in your field of why you're attracting what you're attracting. So go there and keep going there, right? But it's important as we talk about the 3 E's, the 4th and the 5th. The 3 E's, are you exploring yourself? Are you expressing yourself? And are you experiencing yourself fully as a soul that is Metatronic light, Mother, Father, God, eternal life? You are here as a gift from the heavens. Are you practicing your 3 E's daily? Because your 3 E's help keep you eternally healthy and youthful. If you're not flowing your Christ light, and every day you're becoming more and more light, if you're not flowing your Christ light, that light can't get to the cells, the light can't get to your chakras, it can't get to your tissues, it can't get to the deep muscle tissues, it can't get to the places of the brain because you're not flowing it. So work with light every day, flow your energy every day, get used to running your energy with Source every day. That's how you remain eternally youthful. That's why people like me, I work on my youthfulness, I work on my breath every day. And why sometimes, even though I've been through what I've been through, I can still remain youthful. That's my intention. I am intending to run youthful light. I'm replicating my cells in a higher light frequency. My cells aren't replicating the way they used to 10 years ago, 5 years ago. I actually look younger now than I did back in my 40s, 30s. That's my hope, that's my intention, and I'm visualizing it every day. So working with your light is so important. The 3 E's are so important to being healthy and balanced mentally, because as we're increasing in light, if you're not moving through that infinity of negative and dark, and you're releasing and you're calling in those higher vibrational beliefs, and then you're choosing a higher vibrational experience and perspective of yourself, your body does become imbalanced, because you're not allowing those densities to come up in the bathing of the light. When the light bathes, it will automatically pull up those darker aspects for you to integrate and accept the 3 A's of Ascension, which is the 4th A, which is alchemy. There's a reason why I say what I say, how I say what I say, why I say what I say. It's creation. It is the versions of the lower parts, right, coming out, lower hearts coming out and reintegrated. That's alchemy. That's why we always do the infinity, do the math. Is what you're doing right now going to benefit you in a positive direction of creating a new reality? How do you create a new reality? Intending, directing, and focusing your energy. Where's your energy? Where's your energy? Where's your energy? Where's your energy? Is it light? Is it light? Is it light? Is it light? Is it expressing? Is it experiencing? Is it exploring? Are you excited? Are you expanded? Are you evolving? Play with the 5 E's. Play with every E you can. I'm excited. I'm exploring. I'm creating today. I'm expressing today. That keeps your soul youthful. You're a sacred child when you're in your 5 E's. And that's how you're going to continue aligning with the highest timeline. And that is an ascension tip, trick, and tool. That is a truth, and you will always align with God. That's your birthright. Nobody can take that from you. The 5 E's are everything. How you alchemize those bits that come up as we're being bathed are the 3 A's, which equal the 4th A, alchemy. You cannot go through ascension without understanding alchemy. Church and state will not teach you this. Share my channel. And teach the children to be okay with what they're hearing and seeing, and ask them, did you have any dreams? Are you hearing anything? Many of the children are coming forward. They have a lot of fairy energy. So they can see things in gardens. They can see orbs and stuff like that. So those of you that are, I gotta go because I don't want my battery to come up. Visual. If you're visual and you have a seer, the 3rd eye is activated, and work on your 3rd eye every day. There's lots of calcium that gets in, especially if you're being thrown a lot of spell work and you have been one of those. Ask your teams to do specific chakra healing on you when you're doing your nighttime. If you want a nighttime healing practice, I can see where your blocks are. Just to book a session with me. Book a healing session with me. I'm happy to give those healing sessions, styling session, whatever session you want. I'm here for New Earth, benevolence only. You can go, if you have a patio, if you have a garden near you, or go to the beach, or go to outdoors and just sit with the intention of your teams and call your teams down, the ones that are working with you. Call your teams down, and this 5D right here, this 5D timeline right here, can I call upon the guides that are going to assist me in helping me finally have greater acuity of my 3rd eye. And what that means is that you softly gaze when you're practicing your 3rd eye elemental fairy sight, gnomes, right? Seeing different animals in the nature. I had one time when I was doing a ceremony in the forest one time. There was a whole bunch of aliens that had set up a portal behind me. And I didn't notice. I didn't even know they were there. I know that they're always with me because they're always in my field, right? But I didn't know they were with me in that ceremony. And then later on that night, as I got out of the shower and I was checking my pictures that I had taken of my ceremony, because I always know when I'm outside taking pictures, there's always light ships and stuff around. And sometimes I don't notice it till I go back to my pictures. So I know now to always go back to my pictures when I'm out, because there's always going to be a light ship or some sort of a being that's going to show itself to me. And there was an alien being, and I saw the alien's arm. It was super, super skinny. It looked like a tree branch. And I thought, that's kind of a weird looking tree. And I looked closer at it, and I enlarged the picture, and it was an alien arm. The alien arm had lifted like this out to the side, and it had made a portal for all the children to come and see what I was doing. It was really super cool. And so I asked the Pleiadian and said, oh my God, what was that? Is like what I'm looking at really what I'm looking at? And the Pleiadian said, yeah, they're always there. They sometimes let you see them. They know what they're doing. If they're making a portal for children from another dimension to see your plane on Gaia, that's what they study. The higher vibrational beings, they don't look at Kardashian's life. They don't. That's not of interest to them. They're watching us go and play with Gaia. That's how we awaken to who we are. That's how we remember who we are. So this being had put a portal underneath its arm, and it had made a portal for the children to watch me in this ceremony on the earth. I love you, children. The children are always with me. So these are these beings, and so they're always with you in nature. So if you are a visual person, take pictures out in nature and just say, I want to have fun this week, Spirit. Can you, if I'm taking pictures just because I see something, please guide my eye to something that I can see. Usually it will happen when you're not looking for it. So soften your gaze. If you have a porch that looks out into a forest or a garden, ask the fairies to start joining you. At nighttime when you're doing your healing, say, in the morning, I'm going to go sit in my garden. I'm asking the fairies and I'm asking the nature animals, I'm asking my celestials to please guide me to these communications and these communions of connection and relationship. Because you want to activate those gifts within your sacred trinity, right? So you want to have connection and relationship with your Gaia, with the collective, and with the heavens. And your teams are there to help you build these skills. okay? Because you're going to help others reach those skills and practice their psychic gifts and skills. We're here to play, right? We're here like such great, amazing time. The energies on our planet are so amazing. So let's take practice. Every day, wake up. Set the intention twice a day, once in the morning and once at night, and get your journals. And then write your findings. What are you sensing? What are you feeling? What are you getting? What are your downloads? You'll know a download because it'll just be something you don't have to think about. You're just like, oh, that's weird. I thought about the poppy and the dust that comes from a poppy when I shake it. Write that stuff down. You're getting it because you've worked with those powders in another lifetime. You're going to be working with herbs and flowers and using them as tonics and tinctures and things like that. Your teams will give you that download because it's not something you do in your everyday life because people are so distracted and turned off because they do superficial things that isn't spiritually based. So this is why we're asking you to sit and have twice a day, get your journals, have a morning journal, an afternoon journal, and you'll see the correlation of what you're getting in your dream time and what you're getting in your daytime, and work with Gaia because Gaia is going to be your biggest activator, as she always has been. Right? Yes, and share it. Get a channel. I've been telling you for years, Scotty, get your YouTube channel. I know you've put some pictures of your light ships on there, so thank you for sharing your light ships. And again, speak with your light ship guides. And if you remember, when you're always working with spirit, remember to do your 5 full body breaths first. Call in your soul fragments. Ground into the center of love and light and say, I'm working with the highest beings of the highest vibration for my highest benevolence. I'm working in the center of love. I'm working in the center of light. I'm calling in my highest beings from the systems of light. The systems of light are the galactic federations, and they'll just automatically align you, and your guides are always automatically aligning you with the highest beings, right? If you're aligning with intention to the highest beings, you will only get those highest beings. Whatever comes out is a fear or something that you have had in another lifetime or another trauma that you have to just clear and heal. That happens to me all the time. So just know that if you're going to be a channel or a speaker or an interpreter or what did I call you, Scotty? I said interpreter, right? I think I said interpreter. I can't remember what word I said. The Galactic Federation gave it to me. I think I said an interpreter. If you are an interpreter, if you are an interpreter, you're going to be tested in different ways to use different parts of your brain to unravel and interpret multidimensional information that's not linear. It's not logical. So this is where I conduit like myself. We go through a lot of training and preparation because we're given things that don't make sense. So I'm giving it to it in as many ways as I can because everybody on the line's at a different stage of consciousness. They're at a different stage of understanding information. Multidimensional Christ consciousness is not logical. It doesn't make sense. When I say that we are going to understand within the next 6 months, death completely different. Death is not death. It's just constant spirit. It all depends on how much attachment and how much limitation that spirit had on where it might get stuck. There's constant 24/7 communication with spirit. It doesn't go anywhere. They've changed their meat suit, if you will. Their spirits are still here taking classes here. They're taking classes in the ethers. They're taking classes in the astral realm. They're going with their guides. There's, as Jesus has always talked about, which many people didn't get, the many heavens mean all of the different multiverses and heavens you belong with and all the different teams that you belong with. You're constantly in school. We are just remembering that when we wake up in 3D, we don't have to turn source on anymore. We're 24/7 source. Let's start being source. Let's start working as higher intelligent beings. Our systems need it. Our planet needs it. Our ecosystems need it. We need to wake up and we need to get busy being intelligent. If you are higher vibrational interpreters, you're going to have to practice in various ways. Again, it depends on what your gifts and skills, what God's plan with you is, because it's your highest excitement. God's going to steer you in what is your highest excitement. For me, it's teaching. I love teaching. The more people I can teach, the more excited I am because of my interfacing of the multiverse, I get to also activate myself. So it's important that I also get that E, right? I need those 3 E's. I need to be nourished in being excited and being around a lot of more people because I get to activate those codes that I'm already able to translate. I can translate, I can interpret it. But if the people aren't before me, I don't get activated. So that's why God has to move you. God will always move you to keep you learning, keep you growing, keep you evolving, because the multiverse relies on it. I'm a teacher for the multiverse. So these other planets need me to get busy here. And if the planet chooses not to accept me and not to appreciate me, not value me, then I'll be moved off to another planet. I'll be moved off to another sector of space where I am appreciated and my work will continue. I don't have to stay here. God's not going to keep me where I'm bullied and attacked every day. Thank you, Holy Spirit. They're not going to keep me here when I'm abused all the time and struggling for life. Like, what the fuck? You either want to be higher intelligent or you don't, or you want to move off to Epstein Earth. There's always a plan. So just know that God has a plan for you. Stay focused on what your highest excitement is. It's always right here. What are you excited to do? What's in your belly? What must you do every day? I must talk about light ships. I love talking about light ships. I love talking about celestial life. I love talking about who I am as a celestial. I love inspiring people. There's so much more to think about, know about, and be. We don't have to live such a limited, boxed-in life. We are so profound, right? So let's get ourselves excited, right? Let's work with the 3 E's every day. And know when you're going to be tapping into those. Like I said, I want to say this just before I go. Because I'm an interpreter, because I'm an interfacer, because I have conduit interfacing all the way up to the 13th dimension, right? And I'm working with the multiverse. Because I have that, there will obviously be, which is meant to be part of your journey, you're going to get triggered on those darker things that were negatives in those realms, that things didn't work out. Because you're always here, you're evolving. You're always here evolving, being the higher version of what was before. And I say before, if we look at time being linear, it's not. But I'm saying if I had another lifetime in a warring system of Drakkar, say Draconian, if there was a planet that was warring there and I tried something as a mediator and it didn't work, that will be pulled here when I'm running into difficulties of not having a successful mediation here. Because I am a conduit, I'm a mediator between the light and the dark. I'm helping the dark tell them how to get moving in their ascension, in their soul's evolution. I teach the dark that. I teach the dark what will happen if they keep doing what they're doing. I teach the dark what will happen if they know that their soul is not a dark aspect, and if they keep doing what they're doing, they might not come into a body. I'm teaching these dark groups and these dark cults, truly how much can we say of the same message? Even if they take a little bit, that was enough for them at that lifetime. So we have to just trust God's plan. Everything is perfect in God's plan, right? There's no judgment on any of it. I do sound absolutely, and I'm going to own it, there is frustration and anger because it's been 15 years of the same message. And nobody deserves to be constantly, daily attacked and living in squalor because other people want to be selfish and arrogant and they have no idea about Source Creator. They don't care. So again, it's very important that you actually sit with Source Creator every night. Who am I? Thank you, Holy Source. Thank you for my body. Thank you, Holy Source, for guiding me to safety. I wouldn't have made it. Spirit pulled me out to save me. These people's intention was to utterly kill me. Spirit pulled me out. So I would not be here offering what I offer to the infinite universes that I offer because, again, Earth is not the only school going through Ascension. I'm here as a gift. And again, I've been paid nothing and given nothing by anybody. Nobody gives a fuck. So plans are being remade, right? How much can you keep banging the head against the wall and saying, okay, well, I'm doing my best here, Spirit. Can I be in a place where I'm actually using and being the highest of efficiency? Because again, somebody that is awake, somebody that is a master, I say every night, please bring me to higher efficiency. This is insane. I have the capacity to teach a multiverse and it's crazy. Everything is at zero. My platforms, nobody understands. Nobody even sees me in the fucking world. Like, what the fuck? So I tell the Spirit every night, I tell the federations every night, use me in higher efficiency. Put me in front of a planet that wants to learn. I'm there. Right? So this is where you have to speak for your soul's blueprint. That's why I say on my videos every now and then, there's nothing more important than you sitting with your teams every night. Let's do a healing session. Let's talk to my guides. Let's call in the karma board. And once a week, once a month, you have that karma board discussion. I really am excited about teaching and learning. That heart pulsation is showing Source Creator. All I want to do is teach, Spirit. Please, please get me out there, right? That is yours. That's Source's measurement. That's the measurement Source has. She's said 1,000 times today she wants to teach. She's not being used in the highest level of efficiency. The Creator, Mother, Father, God are in the highest levels of efficiency. If you are not being used in the most highest of levels of benevolence and efficiency for you, then Source will do everything possible to move you. Because you are here to evolve. The 4th E is so important. Nothing trumps the E. Nothing trumps the E. It is your birthright. It is your blood. It is your pulsation. It is your heart. It is what makes light go from here to the 13th dimension. Everybody in every universe knows that I am passionate about teaching and bringing sound and bringing healing to Creator on earth. Wherever I am, God puts me. Everybody in the universe knows it. That's why the universe has chosen me. They chose me because my purity of intention. It's not going to be given to somebody that sits and does spell work and destiny swapping. There is a higher order, and there are legions and legions and legions of beings of hierarchy. Have you cleared your density? Have you cleared your karma? Have you understood unity consciousness? Have you understood forgiveness? Have you understood patience? Have you detached from all of your addictions? Have you detached from all of your this and all of your that? Have you gone through the soul's evolution? The soul's evolution, I can speak on it from infinite times, infinite platforms, infinite perspectives of that crystal. I'm prepared. Anybody that is not me is not prepared as I am prepared. I'm fucking prepared. Been there 10 times and back and then again. I'm prepared. I know who I am. I know Ascension. I know the multidimensional perspectives and the biophysical changes. I know Ascension. So if I'm not being used, let's go. Giddy up. So just know that you're meant to be in the highest level of benevolence and efficiency. And what we'll find out very quickly, it's not going to be the 3D stuff we've been given our power and time to. It just isn't, and it won't. It is everything that is spiritual. It is your sacred trinity. Who are you? What say ye? So have those discussions tonight, dear lighted ones. We love you so very much. If anybody would like an Ascension session or donation, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. You make your donations to the PayPal first and your payments to PayPal first, and then I get in touch with you with a series of dates or times based on my availability, based on what Mother, Father say. So everything is always, I always refer to Mother, Father with my guides. Everything that I move forward with. I didn't always used to. And I always used to bang my head against the wall because the Spirit knows your most efficient movement of your path. So always refer to your higher self. If it's exciting and you feel those pulsations, thank you, Holy Spirit. If you feel those pulsations within your heart, if you feel the pulsations within your heart to go and be and do and try and explore and express, you should have no fears. Have fears about those that come into the picture at the last second and want to be your friend, and those that come in at the last section with a contract for you to sign, those that come in with a nefarious contract that benefit them more than you. You didn't need their contract up till now. You don't need to sign it now. They know what they owe you. It's very simple. They know what they owe me. I'm not signing nothing for nobody. Why would I give you my signature? You know what you fucking owe me. You stole it. It's just a matter of me signing, yes, I did receive the money. I don't have anything else to sign. I'm not binding myself to you on any fucking level. You stole. You need to return it. If you want me to sign something that says I received it, absolutely. There is no other signature. And if they want you to sign an NDA, then you need to say, and you need to go within a source, and source will tell you. The stipulations of the NDA will be this, this, and this. Because you have your right to speak on your soul story. Don't ever allow anybody to say you're not going to speak on your soul story. Fuck that. It's my soul story. I'm going to speak on it. Why? Because it's my health of my soul. I'm going to speak on my soul story. So it ain't going to be in my NDA. No, I'm going to speak about it. If you pay me back the money, and if you give me back everything that was taken from me, stolen from me, wasted from me, and raped from me, and you've given damages and losses up to now, and you don't want me to mention your name and your company, then I can do that. I won't mention your name or your company. But I'm absolutely going to keep talking about my life experience. I have my fucking right. So again, stand up for yourself. You can negotiate an NDA in any way you want. They're trying to stop me. The NDAs will be whatever I want if you want your karma cleared, period. The only thing I will agree to is that I can hold back the name of the people and the companies that were involved. Otherwise, I will speak on exactly my soul's fucking experience. Why? Because I've earned it. And there ain't no amount of money that's going to take that away from me because I survived. I ain't signing nothing. I'm going to keep talking. So that's how the NDAs are going to go, big boys. So mark it down word for word. Or Spirit's going to keep unloading karma day by day by day by day because you've all been given your chances. And I'm out. I'm not engaging anymore. Everybody has the email to my lawyer. I'm not going to post about it anymore. Everybody knows. As far as I'm concerned, everybody's forgiven. It's a done deal. Cords are cut. The ties are cut. I'm done. Timelines are done. My 3D timelines are done. Everybody had their chances. So now your discussions about your soul and about what go to Mother, Father, God. I will not waste any more of my energy or time on people that don't give a shit. You've taken far too much from me. So thank you so very much. Those that come to my sessions regularly, I'm so grateful for you. I love you so very much. My beautiful clients that you have been with me forever, and I've heard your most intimate of stories in your healing and in your transmuting and in you waking up every day. I absolutely love you and I adore you. I know that we're doing great works on other realms, and we are being so very playful in knowing that we're going to have some amazing time this new season of Ascension. Know that Mother, Father, Spirit love you so very much, and the Galactic Federation, thank you, Holy Spirit. They always say much for your service and just being fully who you are on this planet, because that's all that's really required. Really fall in love with the 3 E's, the 4th and the 5th. Everything that you can practice that is an E. Find fun ways to be with your sacred Trinity. Mother, Father, love you. And you are a celestial. From the heavens, you are from all planets and all dimensions, and we love you so very much. Thank you so much, dear lighted ones. If you want a session, please book it. We love you. Please share our channel. And we say namaste and rainbow hugs and rainbow kisses.